So what's the dating scene like for Sheryl Underwood?
Okay, go ahead. Let's play the role. Action. Ask me out. Ask me out.
My name is Shannon Sharpe. How you
I
doing?
know you. Come on, let's go. All I gotta do is take these muscle relaxers. I don't know why you even think you need to tell me your name. I'm already taking my clothes off before I even got in the car. Why is this bitch naked on the curb?
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Club Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharpe. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay. Today, we're at the beautiful 8 Lounge at Resorts World, Las Vegas. Stopping by for conversation and a drink today is one of America's most loved television personalities. She's broken barriers as a comedian for over 35 years. Daytime Emmy and NAACP Image Award-winning television host, a talented actress, a hilarious performer and entertainer, sought-after public speaker, multi-talented media personality, an acclaimed executive producer, prolific writer, savvy businesswoman and successful entrepreneur, multifaceted philanthropist, a member of the Arkansas Black Hall of Fame, a proud Diamond Life member of Zeta Phi Beta sorority, one of the most entertaining acts around, a legendary comedian, the one, the only, Sheryl Underwood.
Then why the f we ain't married then? You done gave all my damn credits. Now here's what you thought was gonna happen on your show. This is Club Shay Shay. It's Club Sheryl now.
Okay, go
we
ahead.
sat in the car in Denver.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell the story right, because when you came on the talk, you walking out with the flowers, looking all dashing and and I was like, this is the same dude I was trying to pull in the
1993
yeah,
Denver.
man.
Yes.
Okay, ladies and
You want to
gentlemen.
tell this is how it happened.
You want to tell? You tell it.
Okay. I saw her on Def Comedy on Comic View in 1992.
Uh-huh.
And she was performing in Denver. Me and a
Yes.
couple of my teammates went to the day, like, man, Sheryl Underwood performing. I was like, man, she funny as ish. I said, let's go check out. So we go check out.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the show, it's late. I mean, I think I saw the late show. And I was like, man, I want to go back here and meet her. It's like, do she know you? I was like, nah, she don't know me. But she's like, okay. So they knock on the door. You come in. I introduce myself. Hey, I'm Shannon Sharpe. She's like, Ian, I know who you are. You ain't
That's
gotta
right. Show did.
You ain't got to do all that for him.
Now that he's proprietor of Club Shay Shay, he don't know how to say no more. But that's all right. When we was in the car, you should know how to say it. Yeah, because we was in the car.
We was in the car.
You ain't telling the story right.
Hold on.
Okay.
It was late. And she's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm going back. I said, you know what? I'll give you a ride to your hotel. I thought I was just going to give her a ride to the hotel. We talk on the way to the hotel. She get out. She's like, oh, nah, Ian. You finna talk to me.
I was like, listen, he ain't telling it right.
Oh,
Let me tell you what really happened. So you walked up to me, big sexy ass black nigga. Matter of fact, what you need to do, put some lotion on your ashy ass hand right here.
I did.
Yeah, your knuckles looking like Wesley Snipes. Get it together, boy. You too rich to be looking ashy. Two dark-skinned Negroes wearing glasses don't need to be ashy on this show.
I'm ashy. I guess I'm down there.
Yes, you are. Yeah, you ashy. Listen, you better know it. So here's what happened.
Okay, what
so
happened?
I'm looking at you with your sexy butt, and it is quite late.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Mm-hmm. So then you said, well, what would you like to do after this?
Yes.
So I thought to myself, what would any other woman want to do? I said, I would like to go on a carriage ride. You said, I will take you. I said, hold on, let me finish selling these CDs, these tapes, these cassette tapes, these posters. Remember that?
Yes.
And so you are walking up the stairs, and I'm still trying to get my money. And some women you go, come on if you're gonna go. And I go, who the you talking to? Right? Because we just met. We're not in a relationship.
No.
You talking to me like we've been together for years. Because you go, come on if you want to go.
Because if you go, I'm going. I got to go to work in the morning. I ain't got all night.
Okay, and so the women go, he's calling you. He said, I don't give a f. I've been Sheryl Underwood long before. So then we get in the car, can't find the carriage ride.
Right.
So we talking. And we talk all night
We
long.
talked for about 2 hours.
Sure did. And we became good friends.
We exchanged numbers until this day.
That's right.
Every time, if I'm somewhere and she's there, we're going to find a way to connect.
Absolutely.
She's been this Sheryl since I met her in 1993.
Yes, and I'm very proud of you and what you have achieved. The question I have for you is, what the is in the cognac to make these dudes come on this show and bitch up like they up talking about each other? When did men start gossiping? Shannon, what is in this that make people tell stories.
Well,
First of all, let's click on it. Because 2 country Negroes drinking brown liquor. Isn't America great?
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. Well, see, I like to sip mine. You like to choke yours down.
Now I just sipped it.
I was trying to Bill Cosby you one night, but you wouldn't go for it. I said, go on, drink it. Go on, drink it. Go on, drink it. Go on, drink it. And we never had the Instagram accidentally press the button.
There you go, Sheryl.
Because I'm too savvy for that. Listen, ladies, every red light ain't no smoke detector.
Right.
You got to know about dudes. You got to look under the bed. You got to see if there's people in the closet. You know what I'm saying? I came to talk to you. Now there's 3 more teammates in the closet waiting on me. Okay, listen, what are we supposed to be talking about? Let me move my lotion because you look like you need some more.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Dang.
What is in this?
Like you're trying to fry chicken.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What is in this that makes... I'm not against dudes coming on here.
Right.
But what is making them tell these stories that they telling?
I think the fact is that they want to get this off their chest. They've been holding this for a long time, and they wanted a safe space that they feel they could share this.
What I love is no women come on here beefing like these dudes beef, which I think is very entertaining. But I have said in my comedy show, the Mix and Mingle Tour 2025, if we could get as many people that watch the episodes of all the great confessions to vote, we would be in a different political space.
You would have.
So I need you to use your platform to encourage good things. Now, I notice that you kind of throw it out there and then let them get full of this liquor and then start talking and popping off in the mouth.
No.
What?
We toast to begin, Sheryl?
Yeah, we toast.
Okay, we toast. Then that's it. Now, if they want to pour a little bit more, I don't pour them anymore. That's
right.
Yeah, if they want to talk, I let them talk.
And you let them just talk the way they talk.
Yes.
But don't you think for me, I'm glad it's no females doing this. I'm glad we don't come on here.
I really ain't had a whole lot. I'm trying to get more.
Who you trying to get? Shout them out.
I'm trying to get some more.
I think she'd be great. I think it'd be great.
Adele Gibbons.
Me and Adele got long stories. Yeah. Me and some more long stories. You heard about when I accidentally dialed into the conference.
We gonna get to that.
You gonna get to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, you trying to? Hey, let me do my job.
Do your job.
Damn. Okay, let's start off with this.
What?
Is it true that you started off as a lingerie model in Chicago?
Yes, that's what we were calling it. It was lingerie modeling. It's a tavern off Stony Island.
Okay.
I answered an ad. I was trying to pay my way through school.
Okay.
My dad was giving me a place to stay and helping me as much as he could, and I needed to make money.
Okay.
And so I answered an ad, and I can't walk in heels. Everybody know that.
Right.
So what happens is you put on the lingerie, you model it, and then the guys tip
if they like it, they'll buy it.
Tip you to take it off.
Oh,
that's what it.
You stripping? The hell? You just talk about you just your lingerie.
What the? I just got off CBS. Can you calm the? I'm trying to get back on daytime TV. What are you doing? No, I was not stripping. I was not surfboarding. I don't have that kind of skill, that strength, I don't have that.
What they call it now, okay, 20 for the top and 20 for the bottom. Take that off, okay, boom. So they were paying for you to take it off.
No, they was paying for me to keep it on because I was horrible. That's what happened. I was horrible. That's when I knew I was funny because God lets you know what you're not supposed to be doing.
Okay.
So I think I'm over here doing it
like,
well.
nah, baby.
They was like, no, go home. This is what you need money for school. Them hood dudes was like, here, take this money, go home. Go to school, because this you cannot do. And I'm not good at it. That's why if you have sex with me, it better be lights off. And what Eddie Murphy say in the movie, can you make it darker? Because I do not show you certain things. People think because of the type of comedy I do, it's very sexual and profane, that I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not. I'm not. I'm really kind of reserved, but I was doing that to pay my way through school.
So that's true, because I hear that a lot of times. They're like, I'm only doing this to pay my way through school. Once I get through school, I'm going to be done with this.
Well, I only had a few days to do it because I was garbage. And that's what happened. And that's why I had to get into comedy. And when you make a hood dude laugh,
yeah,
you funny.
You done something.
You funny. Right. So that's when I knew I was funny.
So check this out. You got an associate's degree from Fresno City College, a bachelor's degree from the University of Illinois at Chicago, a master's degree from Governor State University in Chicago, and an attorney assistant certificate in UCLA. What the hell you need all them degrees for, Sheryl?
I thought I was going to go to law school while I was working on my comedy career. And I have 4 honorary doctorates, 3 of them from HBCUs, Voorhees College, Benedict College, and South Carolina State, and 1 from my own alma mater, University of Illinois at Chicago. So I am a doctor 4 times, even though it's bestowed. But I wanted to be able to sit across from my lawyer and be able to understand the contracts. I want to sit across from my accountant, be able to understand the numbers. I want to be able to run a corporation. We are corporations.
Correct.
I did not want someone to be able to over intellectualize my life when I didn't understand what was going on. So I felt if I got an education, I could stand toe to toe with anybody and I can talk to anybody. I've been to the White House. You know, when President Obama came in, the only reason I was cautious about going is because my father was not alive to see a black man become president of the United States. And that kind of made me feel melancholy. But when you're talking about where we come from, who we are, to be able to do what we're doing, there is some sophistication to that. Most comics, very, very smart. Athletes, very, very smart. But people don't want to portray us as that. We created all knowledge, all law, medicine. Go back to the motherland and you will see what we created. Navigation. We were in countries where, go back and look at everybody's statues and you will show that we were there. It's a statue of somebody look just like you in every country out there. Every country. Your ass was in Game of Thrones before they even made the movie.
So you you wanted to do all this.
Yes.
But comedy got you sidetracked.
No, comedy is where I made my money. Comedy is where I found I can make money. I mean, I had jobs. I was a waitress, you know, I did my jobs on campus and things like that. But where I found that I was most prolific was comedy. And I remember calling my father and telling him that I was going to do a show called Def Comedy Jam.
Okay.
And my father, you know, very spiritual family, you know, and I said, Daddy, I'm going to do this show on HBO. He said, what is it? It's called Def Comedy Jam. What you going to be doing? I said, I'm going to do comedy. You? Yeah. I was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir, I'm going to do comedy. The only thing he asked me was I good at it? And I said, I'm one of the best at adult comedy. Wow. I'm good at it. He said, because he called me his son, because I'm his firstborn.
Okay.
He said, son, as long as you are the best at it, I will support it. And I'm going to pray that God gives you time the way he gave, you know, we country people talk, Eddie Murphy's, you know what I'm saying, and Richard Pryor. Right. So he prayed for that.
Right.
But he never came to see me live because after he got saved, gave his life to Christ, he said he told God he would not go into a nightclub, a tavern, a bar, or anything. Mm-hmm. So he never saw me live, but he would watch me on TV, and he got a kick out of the profane, because he said, people would love to see you with your little glasses on with a Bible in your hand. Right. But that's not what you're portraying.
That's not your calling.
That's not what I'm portraying. Mm-hmm. But I do sprinkle God in the show because I believe God knew me before I knew myself. Mm-hmm. So for me, comedy was the thing that paid my bills. Comedy was the thing that I loved and has loved me back unconditionally. And I believe I'm good at what I do. And I never planned to be a female comic. I wanted to be a great comic. And when Chris Rock says on the 25th anniversary of Def Comedy Jam, the 2 people he didn't want to follow, Bernie Mac and me, that's a badge of honor.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Sheryl, when did you know you were funny? Were you funny as a kid?
No, I'm doing an impersonation of my father and my brother, my oldest brother. All my family members are funny. My Uncle William, Uncle Junior, Uncle Bill, all my uncles, Uncle Cliff, all of them are funny on both sides of my family. Mother, father, you know, everybody's funny. So I would just sit in the kitchen and I was trying to figure out, I started as a singer. You know, singing the church choir, you know, but when you black and you sing, you got to sing. You can't just, you can't just play around with it. So I had to really find something I could do. I started as a dancer. That's how I got into what I call sexual interpretive dance.
Yeah, you know, but you weren't good at that.
I wasn't good at that. I thought I was going to be Lola Falana, you know, Paula Kelly. You know how old I am. So I thought I was going to be that. But then when I couldn't cut it that, I said, I got to find a way because I knew I wanted to be in the entertainment business. Because I wanted to be in a business that would appreciate all of my talent. as performer and producer. So once I got the comedy and found I could do it, and there was a certain type, it was political, sexual, and spiritual. That's what I do, and I found a way to do it well, and then get dropped on a daytime talk show.
Yeah. Hello, you had all these jobs. You interned for Oprah at LSTV.
Wow, y'all dug deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have interactions with Oprah?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Oprah is a very smart and prolific person with a great sense of humor. But see, I was living in Chicago.
Okay.
So I remember when Stedman was a model and he had a billboard across Cottage Grove and he was playing basketball, I think, overseas. And, they would bring all the, go up to Trinity, church. We Church of Christ. We 87th Street Church of Christ. They Trinity. You can go to all church. I go to all churches.
Okay.
Because I want to enjoy the word of God preached by somebody that know the Lord and with some great music and a good dinner after it's over and be able to buy a soda. But for me, seeing Oprah Winfrey and then becoming a talk show host on my own, I think she opened the doors for us. But one of the things that I remember is when she came to Chicago in the 80s, it was the Bud Billiken parade and it was raining. And we were all looking at the TV going, we hope this sister makes it. And look at what God has done for her life.
Did you, when you were interning for Oprah, did
Yes.
you have any idea she would become what she later become, what she is
Yeah,
today?
you can see it. You can see it, and I believe in friendly competition. For people to say, oh, she knocked off Donahue. No, what she did was elevate the game so it could go to a different level. And I would like to do the same. And since you over here giving people podcast jobs and all kind of jobs, okay, how can I be down? And I need my money in cash, Shannon, because, if we wasn't going to kick it like we should have kicked it, I need my money in cash.
You try to do a pod?
I would. You going to produce it?
Yeah.
Okay, now listen to me. Don't be just cause we, where the camera at? I need to look at
This
the
your camera right here.
Okay,
Damn,
listen
you've
to me.
been in TV
World.
for 25 years.
Now I need to tell the world. This is a commitment, brothers and sisters. Something that he doesn't do well. So you've heard him say it.
That's CJ. CJ handles Club Shay Shay and the podcast.
You would do one.
Yeah, I would. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, what would you suggest that I do? Because I have an idea.
Well, that's on you, because if you do it authentically, if this is something that you really want to do, as opposed to me telling you what I think you should do, it's got to come from here.
I know what I want to do.
Okay,
I want to be everything I couldn't do in daytime. I want to do it at nighttime.
Okay.
I want the language to be relaxed. I want to be able to ask. I want to be able to have one question. What the f was you thinking? That's what I want to ask. To me, that is the show.
Okay.
What the f was you thinking? And I want to be small, cozy, with a little bit of audience. And whether you a social media phenomenon or a politician, I want to ask Republicans, now that y'all won, you broke it, you bought it, what you gonna do? What you thinking? You know what I'm saying? I want to ask Democrats. So when you lost, what you gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to ask athletes questions like, old boy with the girl, right? He love her. You know who I'm talking about.
You talking about Jalen Green with Drea Michelle?
No, the other girl. Travis.
Travis Hunter?
Yeah.
Okay.
He love her, don't he?
Yeah.
Okay, but now he won't be able to sample the greatness of the buffet that God is about to lay in front of him, will he? If he stick with that one girl.
He might, that's all he want. He might just, his palate
That's
might,
all he want right now.
His palate might not be,
Listen to me. Okay, listen. Go ahead, my
This
damn
your camera.
Listen to me. I done went through 2 different conferences, different leagues. I done wore 4, 5 Super Bowl rings. I done went offense and defense.
Stop diming people.
Listen, I'm not diming people out. I lost somebody over a misunderstanding.
What's the misunderstanding?
Okay, so I'm a name. I don't know if I want to name names because I don't know.
You ain't got to name no name, but what was the misunderstanding about?
Okay, so I thought I was dating the quarterback of a football team.
Okay.
And I was really happy then. I thought I was going to put on an apron and live happily ever after while I still work in comedy. Things were going well. I taped Laugh-A-Palooza with Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, Marcus King. Had a great set, great political set. Thought I was going to bomb because everybody was doing a club set. And this was back when Baby Bush was in office after September 11. And I was doing some very sophisticated hood political material.
Okay.
Go get the tape and you'll see what I was doing.
Okay.
Get a standing ovation in the set. David Allen Greer comes around the corner. I can tell this story because he tells it too. David Allen Greer comes around the corner. I think he's going to hug me to congratulate me. He slobs me down, tickle them tonsils, all the way down in the esophagus, in the epiglottis, all the way down in the intestines, all the way to where I was trying to find David Allen Greer that night. and then when the show comes out, I get a phone call. I don't think this is going to work out. I said, what are you talking about? And it's, you kissing other men. Who did I kiss? Then he tells me I didn't kiss him. He kissed me.
Why didn't you tell him though? And say, look, there's gonna be a situation that I did very well in my set, and a friend of mine, he came and he gave me a kiss.
I didn't think Jamie and them was gonna leave it in the footage. I thought it was congratulations.
No.
I thought it would have been me. They left it in the footage, so I didn't see it. I don't watch me after it's edited and everything, because I be like, oh, they took out the joke about the frog in the diaper.
Right.
I don't do that.
Right.
So when they left it in there, and then what bothered me is you didn't ask me anything. You just told me. Why do strong athletic men get upset about the littlest thing? You win a damn Super Bowl, it's all over you. I'm not gonna be mad.
But that don't mean he tongued them down.
Yeah, but if you want to, you can. Matter of fact, I need 4 of you to tag in, because I'm not doing all this work. Tag in. Come on, get this. Can I say it? Yeah. Come on, get this long stroke, because I'm not doing it. I'm going to go outside and make sandwiches, because you look like you're going to be hungry after this. I'm over there massaging shoulders. You can handle this, girl. I've been taking this pounding every night. You can do it. Come on in. If you and I was married, if let's say you and I was married, and you wanted to, what would be the freakiest thing you would want to do? Because I know you're freaky.
I ain't really that freaky.
Shut up.
Public. I like the thought of being caught, but not being caught. So the probably of somebody walking by and actually seeing me.
Oh, you voyeuristic?
Yeah.
You want somebody to see you?
Yeah.
Okay, would you want to do a fivesome?
Nah.
You and 4 women?
Nope.
Why?
One-on-one.
No wonder I dodged the bullet that night, because I wasn't taking all of that. No, when you got out the car, I said, God damn. And then I said, thank you, Jesus. And then when you was like, well, I'm going to go home and go to bed, I was like, woo, because I wasn't taking all that. Because, I'm short, Yo big blocking out the moon. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. I wasn't taking all of that. And for all you women that want to have sex with that guy, he ain't bringing nothing to show up.
What's up, guys? It's your favorite unk here, Shannon Sharpe. I want to let you guys in on something. I'm proud to be a role partner. And today we're talking confidence, because confidence isn't just how you walk into the room. It's also about how you handle business once you're in the bedroom. You know what they say, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. That's where Rose Sparks come in. Rose Sparks is a 2-in-1 prescription treatment designed to help you get stronger, harder, fuller erections that dissolve right under your tongue and hit the bloodstream fast, working in just about 15 minutes on average. That means more time for the good stuff and less time for waiting. And let me tell you, Sparks keeps you in the game for up to 36 hours. You're ready to go for round 2, 3, or even in the morning after. Plus, Sparks makes it easy. Everything is done 100% online. No awkward conversations in the doctor's office. If approved, Sparks shipped straight to your door. If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off Sparks on reoccurring plan. To find out if the prescription Rose Sparks are right for you, connect with your provider at rose.co/Shay Shay. That's rose.co/Shay Shay for $15 off your first order. Jerry Springer, were you on Jerry Springer?
Yes, I was.
How the hell you get on Jerry Springer?
So I used to do jokes about my complexion.
Okay.
Now people say, well, why do you talk about the way you look? Why do you talk about, because self-depreciation in comedy is a standard.
Right.
To talk about yourself. I really don't like to talk about people, because people get their feelings hurt.
They do.
They get the feelings hurt, but I will talk about people generally. But then at that time I was talking about being darker skinned.
Okay.
You and I both had this same conversation.
Yes.
We are pretty black.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Body look all one color.
Yeah.
If you lay down on the table right now, you're going to disappear, because your body is all one color.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was doing jokes like that. So then someone said, would you come on Jerry Springer? We're going to talk about light-skinned versus dark-skinned. And me and my sister went on there, because we all have that in our family.
Yeah.
One of us is this, one of us is
Yes.
that. And it was a great experience, and it taught me how to do TV because I was hitting them jokes. And that's how I got a reputation to be on TV. And if it wasn't for Jerry Springer's appearance and The View.
Wow.
If it wasn't for The View, I don't think I would have landed on The Talk because they may not have seen me or may have felt because my comedy is so adult that I couldn't do daytime TV.
When did you find out you could get on stage and you know what? I can actually make a career. I can make a living doing this.
When I got paid for it. When you pay me for it.
I can do it.
That's right, I can do it. And, first you get a little bit of money.
Right.
Get enough money to fill your gas tank up. And I remember working at Republic Insurance in North Hollywood in California, and I was an underwriter.
Right.
So I would work my 8 to 5 job, keep my club clothes in the trunk of the car, go drive and do a gig, and sometimes drive to 3 different cities in Southern California that night, and then come back to the job, sleep in my car, and go to work. But that's what a college education did for me. But a street sensibility, that grind, that hustle is what made me do it. What made me, I have to succeed. Even getting on Def Comedy Jam. I was trying to get on Def Comedy Jam and they heard about me, but I was performing under 2 names, my maiden name and my married name. So I think they thought it was 2 different people. So by the time my husband dies and I moved to Los Angeles, I'm still trying to get on the show. And me and another comedian, Andre, we drove to New York. We missed the audition at the Peppermint by an hour. The Peppermint had closed. And I remember we came back, my cousin, Baby Doll, and my other cousin, Ernest Lee, took me to the Peppermint Lounge, and my cousin Baby Doll worked for Hush Production. That's Melba Moore's company, management company, with Freddie Jackson and them. So we get there, I think I'm a bomb, because Marvin Dixon gets up, and he does that Jamaican dance hall girl thing, tears the room apart. Bill Bellamy brings me up, and they tell me to do 7 minutes. I think I ended up doing, because I think I drank about a triple shot of gin neat. Triple shot, neat. And I just went on autopilot, and I did 10 minutes of political humor and 10 minutes of sexual and spiritual humor, and got a standing ovation. And that's when I got Apollo, Comedy Hour, Uptown, and Def Comedy Jam. Same day, same night.
You mentioned about all you work an 8 to 5. You kept your clothes in the car. You go do a gig. You drive to different cities and you do the other gigs. You sleep in your car. You're highly educated. You got multiple degrees. The grind. A lot of people don't want to grind like that, especially, man, somebody just need to give me a job. I got all these degrees, but that wasn't your thought process. You like, hey, I'm going to grind. I'm going to make it. Even though I have all these degrees, I know the grind, I know what it takes.
Oh, I'm grinding right now. The talk is off the air.
Right.
But I want to take that experience to produce content, movies, unscripted, everything, TV shows. But you got to have that grind, because you're going to get no more than you get yes.
Yes.
And people are dependent on me. My sister depends on me. My disabled sister is depending on me.
Right.
So I got to make this work. Where does she go if something happens to me? Now, would I like to have a man by my side that helped me build and run this empire? Hell yeah. But the average man, and this is what we hear, you're intimidating. I don't know no true man, no hard-leg dude is intimidated by a 5'2" woman that talk for a living. Am I right?
No.
Okay. Why am I not right?
No, I'm not saying you're right, because he shouldn't be. Because if he has his own, why is he intimidated by what you're doing?
And he don't have to have his own. He can work at the damn gas station. I know I'm going to get free gas and honey buns and Doritos and all kind of shit if my man work at the gas station.
But here's the thing.
What?
The way we were brought up is that the man takes care of the house. The woman doesn't take care of the man. I don't, probably you grew up in Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken. I grew up in Georgia.
Yes.
And every situation that I saw is that the man, my uncle, my grandfather, everybody that I knew, the man ran the house, the man took care of everything. And so to have it the flip side, I don't know, a lot of times men ego and their pride.
Well, here's what my dad told me. He said, listen, son, he said, you're going to have a problem because a man goes to work Monday through Friday, get his check, want to take his gal out for dinner or a movie or something and go to church on Sunday. You will be working those days. But if a man truly looks beyond that and see what we can build, young or old, what you can build with a woman by your side that understands I'm that when I'm working. When I come home, I'm going to fix the meal. I'm going to fix your plate. I don't eat before a man eat. I did not eat before my father ate. A lot of women go, you stupid as fuck. No, that's just the way I was raised. Respect for a man.
Yeah.
And if you are a real man, you will understand I'm not out in these streets doing nothing. I'm not going to different cities doing nothing. What I want is a man by my side that will help me build. And that's what I'm looking for. And I think there are men out there that I think would be with me.
Right.
The only thing is, if you think that's what I am, if you think I'm argumentative because I'm so good at what I do on stage, then get to know me. That's the biggest problem. We don't get to know each other. And then I think sometimes as women, we so used to being the man and the woman in our relationship that
we don't know how to fall back and just be the woman.
There you go. And I know how to make a sandwich. You want cheese on your sandwich? What you need? What you need? I know what to do. I want to pick up the dry cleaning. I want to do what I saw my mama who raised me and who was married to my father. I want to do what they're doing. I want to be the wife. While I go out and slay a dragon, we back to back on slaying these dragons. That's what I want. So how can I find it? And who are you? Call right now. Don't y'all have a toll-free number? What?
We're gonna put one up at the end of the show.
Put one up at the end of the show. That's why the tour is called the Mix and Mingle Tour, because I want people to mix and mingle. There are a lot of lonely people out there, but you know who's lonely the most? Men. Men who don't want to take the chance of getting to know a woman and saying, that's my girl. That's what I'm looking for. You know, so why not? And if you can take me without a wig and makeup, because I look like George Jefferson without it. If you can take that, if you can take the fact that all I want to do is watch the news. I watch sports all day long. I watch news all day long. I watch old movies all day long. But I'm going to do what I need to do as a wife and a woman that love you.
Right.
But I work around guys. Ain't nothing happening. I don't who I pay. What kind of dumb shit is that? You think I'm this dude? Well, yeah. Come and get it. Come and get it. Get this money. Get this money. Your job is not over. Come get this money, son. She's not as bad as she thinks. Because usually I tell people, ask me, when we get to dating, we need to talk about dating. And maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe that's where I'm up. You think? Because I will tell a man, whether I'm giving up some ass or I will tell him, it's not going to be as great as you think. I got one good move. One good. No, I got 1.5. 1.5. I do one thing very well.
Yeah.
Why you frowning?
I ain't fried it because
You could have had it, but your ass jumped out the car like you was. You jumped out the car like you was on the Dukes of Hazzard. Some kind of. You did jump out the car fast.
it was midnight. I got to go to work the next morning.
You was going to sleep wherever you was. I was going to drop you. I got one good move. I was going to drop him that night later.
Nah, but I'm old school, Sheryl. You don't have to do that on the first date, on the first night.
We had been talking from one night to the next night. Remember you said it's midnight. So it was 2 nights. It was 2 nights. You need to pay attention. See, I had a strategy, ladies. I had a strategy. I'm going to talk him all the way till he got too sleepy to drive. That's it. What?
Do you remember your first time on stage? The very first time you got on stage.
You mean paid as a comedian or just on
stage?
Yeah,
first getting paid, your first gig.
Probably was the Hummingbird in Chicago, but I have been doing comedy everywhere. I've been doing comedy in high school. I was the rally commissioner at Water High, Castle Air Force Base, and I somehow finagled my way into being the rally commissioner, and there were big productions. That's when I knew I wanted to produce content. We, as the Falcons, we weren't winning the game. Merced High School was always beating us. The Bears was always beating the Falcons. But the rallies were low attended events.
Right.
When I became rally commissioner, everybody was getting up early in the morning to come to rallies because I was doing comedy. I had music in it, dancing. I had at least 500 people in a gym.
Wow.
Every Friday when we had games. So that's when I knew I could produce. And it was funny, my principal, Mr. CJ Groves, he said, you're very, very funny. Don't let these young people pull you down the road of blue adult comedy. In my mind, I was thinking, it's too late, Mr. Groves, because
I'm already there.
I'm already there. Because who I loved in comedy, the Richard Pryors,
Yes.
you know, the Pigmeat Markhams, you know, the comics that I loved and wanted to be like. I wanted to be Gregory, Richard Pryor, but I wanted to be some of those comics that I want to be able to talk about anything, anyway, with a language that the street will understand and bring people together at the same time, even if you disagree with me.
Miller Comedy Search.
Yes.
How did you get discovered for that?
We heard that there was a competition, and they didn't. Normally, you don't have a lot of females in the competition, and I remember that was where I met Damon Wayans.
Okay.
And he was a great mentor for me, and he was trying to produce a sitcom for me to be in. And all the males who understood what I was trying to do, they always encouraged me. When people say, well, do you think it was hard for you because you was a female? No harder than it was for anybody else. You had to be funny. Did I think that it was going to be an easy way? It wasn't an easy way for a lot of people. Ask Kevin Hart, was it easy for him? Ask Steve Harvey, was it easy for him? Ask Cedric, ask Chris Tucker, was it easy? When you get the opportunity, you got to be ready for the opportunity. So getting the Miller Lite Comedy Search, even though I did not win, I placed enough to be respected. So if you look at the history of comedy, the great comics sometimes do not win comedy competitions.
Correct.
They may place, or they may come in dead last, and it gives them that drive to go, oh, I'm gonna come back. I was in the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition, I think 3 years in a row. I placed in the top 5 3 years in a row. And I was told that a woman will never win it. Okay, cool. I ain't got to win it. All I need to do is win over the audience. And that's what I did.
That's what you're trying to win.
That's right. I'm
Damn the
trying to win
competition. If I win the audience, they're going to come see me at a later date and time somewhere.
Oh, I like to win competition. When we won an Emmy on the talk, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When we won the NAACP award, I was happy about that. Winning competitions it's the cherry on top of. It's just like you winning Super Bowls.
Yes.
It's the cherry on top of everything
It's the
you're doing.
validation of all your hard
That's
work.
right. That's right. That's right.
But in 1989, you were the first female finalist for the Miller Lite Comedy Search.
Absolutely.
What do you remember most about that experience? Because you said, although you didn't win, you got some great mentorship from Damon Wayans, but it drove you because you had won the audience.
Yes.
Because even though you didn't win, you felt you won the audience, that at a later date and time, when you got your own thing, they're going to come see Sheryl Underwood.
Absolutely. And the fact that I could bring men and women together. In the beginning, I was telling so many sexual jokes. Women was popping out of my show like the Great Pumpkin. I'm not doing that with no man. I'm not. Well, that's why your man looking up here at me. And I ain't the finest broad in the world, but I'm the most focused.
Right.
I'm going to do what you don't do. Well, while this is a part of my personality, it is the type of material I love to do. Adult comedy. To me, you have to be a really good comic that can come from adult comedy to clean comedy. Clean comedy. If you look at what's the guy named Bob Saget?
Yeah.
Bob Saget and I, when he was alive, God rest his soul, good dude, but we would talk about adult material being in daytime, us being in daytime and family stuff.
Right.
But the most fun is to tell an adult sexual joke. Why? Because there's only 2, maybe 3 ways to have sex. 4 if you're really creative and short. Only 5 2. It's only a few ways to do it.
Right.
But to be able to talk about it humorously and make everybody laugh. See, I'm doing political material, but what brings the audience together? Sexual relationship material. And that's what does it.
Bernie Mac, Adele Givens, Cedric the
Yes.
Entertainer were also participants in the Miller Lite Comedy Search. Did you have interaction with those?
Absolutely. I remember talking to Adele on the West Side. I think they did a round of the Miller Lite Comedy Search in Roses, and she was like, I want to do what you do. And I remember that night because I was going through things in my marriage that night. But I always knew, my father said, nobody cares about what you're going through in your life. You are the entertainment that they paid to see. So swallow all of that and get your, you hear me say swallow? Swallow all of that and get yourself together.
Right.
So that night, I remember meeting Adele. She said she wanted to do it. I said, do you. They can't steal you. They can't steal your life. And don't let nobody tell you you cannot do it. And people say, well, what do you feel about other female comics? I want us all to win and succeed. I want us all to make movies. I want us to do sitcoms. I want us to open the door for each other. Monique is one of the greatest actors, not actress in my book, actor. What that did in Precious. Woo! Listen to me.
Played it.
When I saw her, I said, I want to fight you so bad because everything I've
Because you
gone
were so
through in my
nasty to
life.
Precious.
Yes, but everything I had gone through in my life, molestations, rape, everything, that I could see that person, you know, and I've been around that person. I've lived, but that girl is such a talented, that woman is such a talented actor. When you're talking about the skill of Samora, the skill of Adele, the skill of Tiffany Haddish, the skill of all female comics, but why are we not making movies? Why aren't the guys that can do it, Kevin can produce, why aren't they producing us together in something? And we've got to put aside any differences that we have for the greater good of us getting a bag for our families, our mortgages, our children going through college, our retirement.
Right.
We need to come together.
Right. Bernie Mac, the
Yes.
legend. Everybody speaks nothing but highly. He's held in the highest of regards.
Absolutely.
What do you remember about your interaction with Bernie?
I knew Bernie when we called him Blue, because he was so black, he was blue. And he was friends with Denavius Cobb on the street that we lived on in Chicago. She lived across the street from us. And he was always a family man, integrity, a good guy. He was like the father figure to us, like the older brother figure. He would ask, sure, why you don't dress up on stage? I said, listen, let me tell you something. If these jokes ain't funny, it don't matter what I'm wearing. Right? So, but I would always take his advice and counsel. I'm kind of feisty, you know.
Yeah.
I say I am my mother's daughter and my father's son. So I'm gonna talk back to you because that's what my mama did, you know. But Bernie was the kind of guy that if he felt he could help you get that joke tighter or advance your career, he was that guy. And maybe I'm kind of, I don't know if you're this way too. I'm kind of reclusive, would you say? I'm gregarious when I need to be gregarious, but most of the time I'm private and I'm reclusive.
I tell people, I explain myself to people like this. I'm the most outgoing introvert you're going to meet.
There it is. Me too. Me too. You're not going to know too much about me. You may have shaken hands with somebody I dealt with, and I'm not going to disrespect you or him. You know, I just don't, you know, I talk for a living, but I don't talk about everything.
Def Comedy Jam. That was the pinnacle. Martin and so many of the comedians that we see today, they got their start there.
Yes.
Do you remember much about that?
I remember driving to New York, staying with my cousin Ernest Lee and my cousin Christina, and going, after I got Def Comedy Jam, they asked, could you stay over and do Def Comedy Jam? And when they said they would give me some money because I didn't have any clothes. So what you see me wearing, that little bitty orange shirt and them stretch pants and them boots, them superhero boots that I was wearing, that is what I wore to drive from Los Angeles to New York. Wow. Because I couldn't find clothes and what money they give me. You know, when you don't know a city, you don't know where to go. Down to the alley or down to the, you know, the place to get a $5 shirt and some $10 slacks. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm wearing is what I'm wearing. And then I remember they would do the walkthrough, but when I came to do the walkthrough, I could hear people whispering, that's her, that's her, that's the girl that tore up the peppermint, that's her, that's her. So we get there, and Martin is reading the script on what they're gonna say, and so they ask you, "What is your first joke? What is your last joke?" And I think my first joke was 2 drinks. No, either bitches ain't need to suck more, and
damn, sure.
Yeah, and it was 2 jokes. First joke, last joke, and everybody was laughing. They were like snickering. And then I said, Martin, I said, Mr. Lawrence, because I had seen him perform. I've watched him do a show in Chicago, Adele Givens, Martin Lawrence, and Chris Rock. One of the greatest shows I'd ever seen, right? So I said, Martin, I said, can you just change? Because they had me from Chicago. I said, can you just change? I live in Los Angeles now. And he was like, okay, cool. And so it was asked of me why. And I said, because if a promoter is looking for me to book me, I need him to know where I am. Because I'm always about my money. I'm always about my business. I'm about my paper. And I had to learn that night pacing. So, because I was gunning them jokes, pow, 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 pow. But I was gunning them so hard that people have to take a time to breathe.
Yeah.
And once you learn that technical skill of how to do a TV show set, then you can always clean it up. So when I did Showtime at the Apollo, they was getting ready to boo a sister. And I had the flu when I did Showtime at the Apollo, but I was determined, you are not going to boo me. I'm going to get to these jokes. So by the time I get to the things that I've done where my set wasn't great, it didn't bother me. When I did Indecision 96 with Bill Maher, they wanted me to only talk about being a black Republican, but there's jokes above and below that you have to do. So I love the fact that my career is always a work in progress. Even now, the Sheryl Underwood legend is what fuels me to always be a good comic and understand what did it say, any given Sunday?
Yeah.
Any given stage time, you may not get them that day, but you better have some jokes that always bring them back to you. So Def Comedy Jam, and that was also the first time that they told me I couldn't take my purse on stage.
Yeah, because tell people, you explained to me, I kind of know the backdrop of it, and I wonder why you ain't got that cheap ass purse that you had in Denver. It ain't here. It ain't here. It ain't here. We got it.
It's over there. And what cheap purse are you talking about? And that's why
that Judy and Burke.
Well, listen, that's why I still have money. I have purses, like I have boxes of really classy Louis Vuittons and was it Louis Vuitton, La Boutine, or however you pronounce this. But if you spend all your money on that, you will not have money.
Right.
My little Ponderosa is paid for. If I get one good income tax check, my car will be paid for. What is my debt? To make sure my sister has 24-hour care.
Right.
So I can adore myself. This is a synthetic Amazon wig. Look good, don't it? And it's anchored down. But I have custom made hair. I have the finest of the finest for my work,
right,
but I also know how to manage my money. How to manage my money. And I want to make some more of it too. But you asked me the question about the purse. Really, it was a feeling of not just security, but when I finish what I'm doing, I'm going to walk out of the venue.
Right.
I saw Richard Lewis when he was alive, great comic. He would only come into the club when it was time for him to perform. You know, I watch all comics. Mitch Hedberg, oh my God, in love with Mitch Hedberg, thought I was going to marry him. I watch all comics to study them, to study their greatness. Marsha Warfield, she had a skill that I wanted to learn how to do. So when you're talking about telling jokes, yeah, the joke is, why do you carry your purse on stage? Because white folks steal. Any race of people take land from the Indians, or show enough take $2 or $3 out your purse. That's a joke.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a joke. And the second joke that goes with it is, I fear for my life when white people get on the elevator. Because remember, it was when we get on the elevator, they panic. That's right. So I reversed that joke. When white people get on the elevator, I grab my purse and call out for the Lord. Jesus, just let me make it to the lobby. Those are jokes that you can reverse.
Right. NFL playoffs. We're talking about NFL playoffs. You bet we are. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring touchdown is the key to winning NFL playoffs, and the key to you scoring big, betting on them at DraftKings, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something as simple as a player to score 6. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, make your pick. Here's another reason to bet your favorite player to crush it in the playoffs. New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big during the NFL playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code Shannon. That's code Shannon for new customers to get $200 in bonus bet instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. You got the gig at Comic View. You were the host.
Yes, but I had lost it.
Yeah.
Remember, I had lost it, I think, 2 times. Did I lose it 2 times? Yes. But I was not mad. I think it was, what's the baby name? Young lady, Montana Taylor. Montana Taylor won, and some more won.
Yes.
Right? And people say, well, are you against female comics? No, I support female comics. But like the Bible say, everything ain't your time. Everything ain't your season. I just had to learn how to pull myself together and go, okay, go back up to bat again. By the time I got it, because people didn't believe that the Sheryl Underwood could do a clean set. They didn't believe it. They didn't believe the material that I was doing. I was out there telling O.J. Simpson jokes long before anybody else. I was telling, God rest his soul, Kobe Bryant jokes, but I was telling it from a different point of view. Right. Matter of fact, I did Midsummer Magic. Remember Magic Johnson used to have Midsummer Magic out in L.A.? And I was telling these jokes from a different position. I wasn't trying to hurt Kobe's family. Right. It was just things that I knew. Right. That I wanted that humor to come off. And I put it in the direction I felt that it should go. It wasn't all about him. It was all about a setup. Right. You know? And those jokes were getting standing ovations. O.J. Simpson joke, because we really wasn't cheering O.J. We was cheering Johnny Cochran, right, because we needed somebody. And now who do we have now? Ben Crump. When Ben Crump show up, matter of fact, you and Ben Crump need to do a movie and a talk show, because both y'all some thick tongue talking intellectuals.
Ben got that money though.
Listen,
I ain't got no bread.
He ain't got no money.
I ain't got none. He got it.
You better know it. You better get with, y'all can play brothers in a movie. That would be cute. And then have y'all as little babies and y'all whine and cry with a thick tongue. And then y'all grow up, tongue just as thick, make a lot of money. That would be great.
I might look into that.
Look into it.
You think I could be an actor?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You know what I'd like for, okay, one thing, I don't do devil worship. That's why I'm not an actor. Now people say, you act, I was in Beauty Shop, and I almost didn't get that. Let me tell you something. We had heard that they were looking for a Sheryl Underwood type.
Well, damn, why not get Sheryl Underwood?
That's what the I said, right? So I got my happy ass on the plane, flew back from the gig in Orlando, went in and auditioned and got the job. And matter of fact, it was Sherry Shepherd who, you know, she knew how to do movies. Right. And one day I went to her trailer and I just burst into tears. And she said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Everything I'm trying to do, either they've given it to somebody else or they don't want to do it with me." I said, "I don't know how long I can do this. Maybe I need to go teach school." And we both got on our knees and she prayed for me that day. And that's when we went out to do the scenes. And you remember when it said monkey bread? Because I was catfish reading with the monkey bread. And it made everybody laugh. And Queen Latifah said, "Okay, you can keep doing that." And then they kept writing a bigger and bigger part for me. And that's how I get it.
You negotiated comic, they was getting $1,000 instead of $150. Why did you feel you need at that moment, this was what Sheryl Underwood needed to do?
We had heard that there was discussion, I think it was Comedy Central, with the white comics, and in these meetings there were black comics going, "Well, what about Comic View?" And being in a Greek letter organization, we know parliamentary procedure, we know meeting structure. And so when we went to the meeting, they said, "Well, you black people handle that," right? So we go, "Okay, we're gonna handle that." And in the discussions, we put together our committees. We reviewed laws, you know. See, that's why a college education. And if you went to a HBCU, you really got a good education. You got life and education. Correct. And culture. So those of us that were in Greek letter organizations and went to college and in HBCUs, we came together to form a unofficial subcommittee. So when it came time for certain things, and we had Tim Allen signing our petition in Variety, Jay Leno, we had the comics backing us, big time comics backing us when all we wanted it to be fair. But there was one line I said I will not cross. We will not picket Bob Johnson at BET. We will not do that. We will not give them the photo opportunity of us against another black man. Okay. Right or wrong, I just didn't feel that that was the right thing to do. And I felt that he would do the right thing, and he did.
Wow. People run up on stage fighting comedians. Miss Pat says she done fought comedians before. Where are you? I mean, has anybody ever run up on stage on you, got mad, you were saying something during your set? Has anybody ever got mad at you, Sheryl?
I was in Monrovia, California, and you know, I didn't know what kind of location Monrovia was. This is the kind of location that you don't see a lot of us in. You know what I'm saying? This was long before Trump was making America great. This was long before. So I was booked to do a gig. I did the gig, and I guess a white man didn't like what I was talking about, and he threw a beer at my head. And it passed my head and bust on the wall, and it was beer splattered everywhere. But I'm gonna tell you where a well-placed joke goes. I was telling so many good sexual jokes. Other white boys whooped that dude's ass.
What?
Yeah, whooped his ass, and then went, "Finish your show." good comedy is still good comedy if you would just let us get to it. There are people that disagree with me on my political stances, or they may think the show is too sexual. But once you walk into a nightclub, a comedy club, I'm doing Harris. I want to do all casinos. I want to do all comedy clubs, not just for the money, but for the career. And so when you come into a nightclub experience, my job is to move food and drinks and entertain and not let people get up and walk out. So I will instinctively scan the audience to see what's going on. That's why I have 2 male acts with me, Kyle Irby and Mike Washington. Why? Because I don't want a man to come into my show and go, oh, here she go. It's an hour and a half and niggas ain't. That's not what my show is about. It is a love fest. It is a party. It is a house party. It's me talking like we talk. You know what I'm saying? And having a good time. And then at the end, guys get up, you can walk across the stage and you might win my money. That's why we mixing and mingling. But I will say this, the people who have been upset with my show, I've tried to polish my performance to a point where you go, wait on me. Something in my set you're going to enjoy.
Right.
Just wait on me. Hold on.
Right.
And do I need to buy you a drink? Because I was lighting white women up. Woo! I was lighting them Beckys up. And I saw you talking to Donnell Rollins about, does he date him? Is that what he doing?
I think so.
You think so?
I think.
Listen.
I don't know. I think that she might be like Latino or Hispanic or something like that. I'm not really sure.
That's brown. That's brown.
Okay.
Brown. That's
Okay.
brown on both sides, black and brown. But my thing is, I think we should let our men date whoever they want to date. If that's what you like,
I like who like me.
That's me. That's how I feel. When I was dating white men, do you think I sought them out? No. White men want to date the darkest of us because they feel like that's the uncut, that's the bomb, right? I'm not saying that that's what I want to love. I mean, in dating them, it was a feeling that I had, but I wanted to be with who wanted to be with me.
Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with that?
I would say there is something wrong when it only goes to the bedroom. Why do you only like me sexually? If you might like me intellectually and sexually, and I've been in situations where white men, well, I'm taking you to the country club and you're going to go to the country club. I don't want to go to the country club with you. Why? I'll meet you at the 19th hole. I'm going to sit down. You know what I'm talking about. I play golf to enjoy the course.
Right.
I'm not a great golfer. I hit it where it lands. If I really get my game together, I can do pretty good.
Right.
But I don't really play golf to talk to people. I play golf to enjoy the course.
Right.
But if you taking me to the country club just to show how liberal or progressive you are, that was an uncomfortable feeling for me.
Okay.
So if you were a Latin man who was in love with me, I've had a lot of crushes in my life. Latin men, white men, Asian men, all kind of men, black men, but that's what I love. That's what I think understands me, understands when things don't go well. But I've sampled everything God had made on the buffet of love, but I'm not against our men dating outside of the race. What I'm against is when you down us to uplift somebody else.
Okay.
And that's why I was telling those jokes where you get the worst that you can find. But I can't be what I am. I'm too talkative. I'm too ambitious. I'm too strong. I gained 5 pounds. You don't fuck with me, but you get with Becky. That's 2 sizes of me. And you said, remember, what's the show where is it Maury?
Yeah.
Maury Povich.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to me. It's always a brother on there. Well, what if these are not your children? I'm a love like that. I'm a love, baby.
I've been in these kids' life.
Oh,
I'm the
my
only
God.
dad they know.
They look just like me. Look, they got my eyes, they got my nose, and this girl is the worst of the worst of the worst. If you gonna get one of them, get Taylor Swift. Don't get the worst one. I'm not against you white girls pulling our men, but some of these girls, I just want to look at a brother and go, I see it.
I see why you got
I see
her.
why. That's right. That's absolutely right. Get her together. Put this on a treadmill. Do something. Get her to eat some vegetables. Or don't get the worst of the worst and then throw it in my face. That's what I don't like. And I don't think most black women like that either.
Let me ask you this. If I had said, okay, Sheryl, give me your GOAT comedians. It could be male, men, or women. Give me your 4 comedians that you would consider Mount Rushmore.
Too many to name. And because of my personality, why she didn't name this person, why she didn't name
That's
that
your
person.
list.
Well, I don't really have. First of all, you're gonna have a bigger. It's got to be a mountain range. It can't be just 4 motherfuckers on a mountain, because there's too many of us that are too good for too many time periods. When you talk about Moms Mabley, one of the greatest female comedians that made people feel good about all those adult jokes she was telling, but then you put up against Whoopi Goldberg, who was, to me, her dialogue was so amazing. Her ability to go in and out of characters, so amazing. But I don't want anybody to feel I like somebody more, because I can't do what Sherry Shepherd do. That, and I'm sorry, girl, because I know there's some comedians don't like to be called bitch, but I got to give your propers. And speaking of that, Melanie Camacho, one of the greatest comedians I've ever seen. Hope Flood, greatest comedians I've ever seen.
Yeah.
There's too many out there to name, and we haven't gotten our shot. So that's why I want to produce something that gives people their shot. Who would have thought somebody would have called me to be on daytime TV, and I'm a nightclub performer, and I'll be there from season 2 to season 15 of The Talk on CBS, the most conservative network. All we need is the shot. So in answer to your question, there are too many great comics that you see these comics, and we've been sitting around with each other. You know how hard it is not to choke laughing at Jamie Foxx when he gets on a roll, and all of us have been friends, but then we talk about him when we show the picture of him with the Jerry curl. That's comedians getting together.
Right.
You know, so I really couldn't name, you know, who would be my top
Let me
4.
ask you this. Are there, you mentioned Hope Flood,
Yes.
yourself, and
Yeah.
some more, and Adele Givens, and Chocolate. So many of the young, I remember
Yes.
so many of the women comedians back in the 90s.
Yes.
Are they an upcoming crop of new women comedians?
I think all these young ladies on social media, they got one coming called Don't Call Me a White Girl.
Yeah.
I think this got a line, I ain't gonna say it because I want y'all to hear it out her mouth, that I was hosting a show in Pennsylvania, and when she dropped that line on the people, I ran out and tackled her because it was such a good line. I'm a technical comic. I will listen to somebody sing, go, damn, I wish I had wrote that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there are some great female comics, but also you need time. You can write jokes every day. You can't polish every day. You need stage time.
Okay.
You need to understand why those of us that were doing adult comedy were doing adult comedy. And don't separate. Don't say, well, this is a clean comedy. Are you a good comic? Right? And then there are comedic actors who are decent stand-ups. That's why I'm not gonna name names.
Okay.
They know who they are. You're a decent stand-up, but you're a great comedic actor. So don't put
Are they
us-
two different things?
Yes,
Guys
they
that can act in front
Yes,
of
and be funny.
be funny in
Yes.
front of the camera,
Yes.
as opposed to getting up there and it's just you and an audience and a microphone.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna tell you something. When people say, like, I don't know why Earthquake has not been put in a position to do a
That's my
reboot
dog.
of Sanford and Son. I would be Aunt Esther, and they all you're doing is picking up junk,
Yes.
right? You could do that today. D.L. Hughley, great comic. George Jefferson, today. You can do these things now. Why is it that they get to reboot everything and we don't? You can do That's My Mama. You can do What's Happening Now,
Yeah.
which is nothing but Coolie High.
Right.
You can do this today. We need the opportunity to do it. And there's some great comedic actors, but we need the directors. We need the producers to be able to take what we're already doing in our head. See, a stand-up comic is the writer, producer, director in their head, right? And the performer. We just need to be able to be produced in a way where we're confident in what you're doing. Because I already know what I can do for myself. How do I get confident enough to do it on screen and not want to turn to the audience? And that's where your cameras are. You're acting with the person. You're reacting to the person. And I know what you're thinking out there. You can be an actor. You saw me and I got the hookup. You know damn well I didn't have no business. But that was Master P. And I'll tell you a story about that too. A.J. Johnson, God rest his soul,
Yes.
little Ant. Me and Ant, we were good friends, right? So he's talking about Master P got this movie, right? And so I was taking care of my sister, and I couldn't find a caregiver and everything, so I had to go to the audience. I took my sister to the audience. You know, disabled people, she in a hot car, so she fighting, pulling everything, pulling hair, everything. I said, you gonna sit your ass right down here so I can go up here and get this job, right? So I get up there, and there's a line and everything, and I said, listen, I need to do this right now. I said, who the is Master P. Now, I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
I said, who the is Master P? So he's me. I said, well, what the is nah. There ain't no lyric. DJ Quick, Kumo D, them lyricists, those rappers, producers, everything. What the is that? So he's laughing because I'm talking to him the way I'm talking to him, and they write a whole new part for me to do this. And that's the second time it's happened. The first time it happened, I was performing in the Melrose Improv, and I was there to showcase for Brandon Tartikoff when he was alive. And Brandon Tartikoff is how Eddie Murphy. And okay, so I'm there to showcase for him. And he tells me, I see you walking in on the scene in the sitcom, throwing up the joke and walking out like Marla Gibbs.
Okay.
See, you're talking about a comedic actor.
Right.
Great woman, right? So I was like, oh, you really do that. So when it's my turn to get on stage, I get on stage and I see Annette Bening and Warren Beatty sitting in the audience. So I start telling these jokes about Bugsy, you're right. When she threw that ashtray at his head, I said, you black. I said, only a real sister throw a motherfucking ashtray with a lit cigarette in that motherfucker at his head. So I'm telling all these great jokes. So Warren Beatty comes out, making a movie, gives me all his information. I want you to come have a meeting with me. I'm making a movie. I want you in it. Now, how many times have we heard that, boys and girls? So I go, all right. So I take the information, and something led me to call him. And he goes, I want you to come drive up on Mulholland. I'm not the greatest driver in the world. Yeah. So because if you don't shift right, you're going to roll all the way back down Mulholland. Yeah. Am I right? So I go to the meeting. We're talking what I thought was a 15-minute general meeting. We end up talking about 4 or 5 hours, like me and you did in the car. We ended up talking 4 or 5 hours about politics. I'm a registered Republican who is really a conservative Democrat. He is a liberal Democrat. We're talking, but he's remembering things that I'm telling him, and he's adding them to his script. So we're talking. Then the part that they wanted me to play, I think I was supposed to curse in a church. I did not know you're not supposed to tell the casting director, I'm not doing that.
No, you can't do that.
Okay. Why am I not supposed to tell them that, Shannon?
Because they're the one that's going to get you the job.
Well, I'm sorry. I fear God more than I fear man. God don't know I'm down here doing a movie. God looking down going, what? Why is she in my house cussing, right? So I told him I wasn't going to do it. I said, I'm not going to do it. I said, and no self-respecting black person will be cursing in their neighborhood church. I'll curse in the parking lot, but I'm not cursing in the sanctuary. It's not going to happen. So they write a part for me. They write a whole different part for me where the white dude, I think his name is Oliver Platt. He's an actor. He's supposed to bump into, I think he was in A Time to Kill with Matthew McConaughey. Okay, so he bumps into my arm and I'm supposed to say, break yourself, fool. Which I don't know who came up with break yourself. I don't know nobody in the street. Okay, so did he come up with it?
He's the first person I heard say it.
Really? Okay, then that
or maybe Smokey said it.
It's okay. So break yourself.
Break yourself, fool.
Okay, so that's the line I'm supposed to say, but I can't get it out the way they want me to say it. I keep saying, excuse me. So, because that's the way I was raised. This is supposed to be an after hours private black club with some white people in it. So obviously you must be guest of somebody in this club. So Warren Beatty directing, he goes, cut, Sheryl, I need you to talk the way you normally talk. I said, what is that? And he said, I need you to be more animated. I said, really? And he said, I need you to be more profane. Why? I said, you believe that black people only settle their differences with profane language and animation? I said, that's not true. Now, remember now, all of the extras are black. Right? So they all looking on the ground like, oh my God, this is talking back to Warren Beatty. I said, I'm sorry, that's not how this go. If he bumps into my arm, knocks my drink out my hand, I would expect him to replace it with a higher level on the shelf, top shelf drink. So people are trying not to laugh. So Warren Beatty goes, but what if I called your mother a I said, what you say? He said, what if I called your mother? And he names my mother.
Uh-oh.
He names my mother.
Hey, I bet you got in the role. I bet you got in the character then.
Listen, I laid that motherfucker out. I said, I don't give a about splitting the grass, Reds, what is Bonnie and Clyde. Bugsy. I said, if you ever say my mother's name and in a sentence ever again, I'm gonna jump across this camera and whoop your ass. And he goes, I need you to do that right now. Action. And that's when I did it. That's when I did it. And we became friends. And we became friends that day.
You did radio with Steve Harvey. What was that
Yes.
experience like?
Well, really how I started was Tom Joyner.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was Tom Joyner that gave me one of my first consistent radio jobs. And then I want to do radio. Like if we really do a podcast together, I want to merge it with terrestrial radio. I do not believe you can do anything without radio because Black people do not believe that Jesus is coming back until
Unless
they
you hear it on the
hear on
radio.
Black radio. Am I right? And it's still in your car and it's still in your homes. And I believe that we can do some good merging podcasting with radio to build that audience. So Tom Joyner gives me a job. Then Rashawn McDonald and Steve Harvey say, okay, why don't you come work over here with us? And I go where the money is. It's no dislike of anybody. No dislike. Matter of fact, would you be willing to bring your podcast on the fantastic voyage, the Tom Joyner Cruise? Would you want to? So we can benefit some HBCUs. I'm just asking you, would you consider?
Oh, you asking me for real?
Yeah, I'm asking you for real.
Yeah.
Would you consider it?
Sure.
Would you consider it? Because
How far are we going out on the cruise?
I think I know. I don't know. Let me find the information.
Can I be on Zoom while y'all on the cruise?
Why, you scared of water?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I can tell your ass a bit in some water. He let me have that one. Did he let me have that one? You been in somebody water, your ass. No.
Yeah, I'm scared of that water, Sheryl.
You scared of being on the boat?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you get on the first part in New Orleans and do it from there, and then you can go home.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll find the cities. Let's see if we can make it work. But I will tell you this. Tom Joyner being a radio man, and I wanted to do radio, but I don't see them. The only girl that I see doing it, I think Cafe Mocha is doing it. There's some other sisters that are doing radio, but I don't see them leading their own show in a way that you see the guys.
Right.
Dee McGuire is the only one that I see doing it, and I'm so proud of her. But I want to do what Ricky and DL and all
okay.
of them do.
Yeah.
I want to lead a show. But on the other hand, Steve Harvey gave me those opportunities. All that footage from the Hoodie Awards. I was gonna get past the sap. I thought I'd be a great first lady. I give up drinking, cussing, at least in your presence, brother. But I wanted to do those different things. But what you see is the opportunity that people really respect. And it was Steve Harvey when I thought somebody was playing on my phone and I did not believe that it was CBS calling me for an interview for the job.
You thought you was getting pranked by Kevin Hart, Steve, Jamie?
I called they asses every number I had and stopped playing on my phone. Steve was like, you might want to call him back. It might be CBS. And he was right. And he was right. So I never want us to be pitted against each other, but I do want us to help each other. We should be doing cooking shows. We should be doing sports panels. We should be doing everything because we're funny and we're smart and we can do it all.
Beauty Shop. It was
Yep.
Queen Latifah, Dale Givens, Laura Hayes, Sherry Shepherd.
Yes.
Because Laura Hayes, wasn't she on Comic View?
Yes.
That was
yes, Miss Laura.
Miss Laura, okay.
Yes, and toe up Def Comedy
Yeah.
Jam.
Kamora Lee Simmons, Omar
Yes.
Hedrick, Lisa Ray,
Yes.
Octavia Spencer, Birdman.
Yes.
How was that experience?
It was a great experience to watch great producing. To watch Queen Latifah pull that together with her team and to watch us as an ensemble. Alicia Silverstone, the girl that was in Clueless.
Yes,
That girl
yeah.
was funny as I don't know what. It was a really good experience in one of my first movies between Beauty Shop, I Got the Hookup, Two Can Play That Game. Vivica Fox gave me a lot of jobs too. And I really loved being in Beauty Shop because they let me ad-lib, but I also could understand the parameters of the script. What I try to do, the one thing that I was taught was do what's written on the page first, and then ask them, can I show you something? And then stay within the parameters of the script, because if you ad-lib so far away, then the other actors can't say they line or do what they want to do. That's why I want to produce. I have gospel play scripts. I have people that I pay. I'll write the idea. They'll write the scripts because I want to put people to work. We can do it like Tyler is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler got the studio. Come on, let's all work together and help each other. There's enough money out there for all of us. So that's what Beauty Shop really poured into me.
Why don't we work together more?
Because you want to say it in
That's
front
your
of
camera.
You want to say it in front of the people? Because he won't. If he would just give me some. If he would just give me a little taste, I would come to work early. No, I'm just kidding. Why don't you and I work together?
No, why don't we work
Oh,
together?
nigga, I thought, I'm sorry. I thought you meant why we, like me and you, don't work
We,
together.
the community.
We can't work together because whatever in your life gonna be mad. Why is she here, Ike? That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. I think we have the money. We have the pull and the influence. Back when they were making what they call black exploitation film, Sweetback, come on, man. Baddest movie in the Mac was really about some brothers up in Oakland run a club called Sweet Jimmy's. We can do that again. Superfly, we can do that again and have a soundtrack. And it doesn't take a lot of money. One thing I would ask everybody to do, don't come in and try to make up the money that you haven't gotten. You're gonna price us out,
Yes.
right? We have to understand as a business, do the movie and take the percentage, right? Promote the movie. We can make a movie in 6 weeks. But if we come together, the writers, the producers, the hairstylists, everything, we can fry the chicken for the craft service, do what we need to do. And if we do that and our movies are making money, they will invest in us again. Because it's about commerce. And I think we can change that narrative. And I know you can, because you took a little show, Club Shay Shay, and I'm calling it a little show because it wasn't as big as it was.
No.
And then here comes Katt Williams. I remember Katt when he was Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
And let me tell you a little Katt Williams story while we talking. I remember Katt when he was Cat in the Hat, doing the jokes about the short dude in the car and all that stuff. We knew he was funny then. And I had got the host job for Comic View. And Katt Williams performed, I think it was me, Katt, and Michael Collier. And I think Mike Washington was on that show. We have the Comedy Connection. I think it was in Greenbelt, Maryland. If I'm not mistaken, I stand corrected. I watched Katt Williams do a set. I called Stephen Hill. I said, get here as fast as you can. I have watched something great.
Wow.
They said, what is it? Katt Williams is destroying a room and I cannot follow him. Now, I got courage. I did what I needed to do that night, but what I saw was something special. I said, and so Stephen gets there and he's looking at it, he's dying laughing. I said, I need that guy on my season of Comic View. And he was like, well, why would you do that? I said, because he's going to be big and he's special and this is his shot. And everything propelled. He was already doing great stuff, but everything propelled. I just want us to, if we disagree in private.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you can tell your version of the story. I'm telling my versions of the stories. But you notice that I'm editing myself because I'm not going to do it at the expense of someone's self-esteem. I'm not saying Katt did that. I'm just saying I knew Katt Williams was going to be special because I saw it in him and I was willing to step back. You got to know when you can't follow something. You got to know it. That's why I host now.
I got the hookup, and I got
Yeah.
the hookup too. Master P, you mentioned John Witherspoon, Ice
I
Cube,
love
Tommy
Master P. I love Master P. Great businessman. Very, very smart. Always gave me an opportunity. You know who else gave me an opportunity?
Who did?
Uncle Luke.
Really?
Yes, when I was first doing really, really raw material. Not like my stuff ain't raw now,
Right.
but this is where I was polishing.
Really uncut.
Yeah. And he said, Sheryl, I want you to, record some material for us and put it out there. And you notice something odd in all the stuff that's going on with the sexuality, and gaffling people and everything. Whose name is not in it? Uncle Luke.
He started it.
But he didn't do
it.
He didn't cross that line. He didn't cross that line. It may have been a party atmosphere.
Yes.
But he didn't do things. Power corrupts. And we have got to start protecting each other and don't do that shit. When you football player, did they still give you a handler, a person that kept you out of trouble when you first got in the league?
No. I mean, we used to have these videos where they say, well, obviously you can't gamble and be careful who you associate with.
Absolutely.
But I was very, very fortunate that I had an older brother that was in the league that could guide me.
Sterling.
Yes.
Yes.
That could guide me and let me know, okay, bro, this is how you need to do it. This is what you need to do.
Yes.
Everybody doesn't handle that. But at the end of the day, Sheryl, grown men is going to do what grown men do. Because it's kind of like you have a financial advisor. And he might say, Sheryl, you don't need to do this. What is it's Cheryl's money? And Sheryl takes the money and all he can do is advise.
Advice and counsel. But why do you have them if you don't take advice or counsel?
How many
I'm going to
times
shout out my business manager, Larry Turner. I'd like to thank you. I thought he was black because he had his whole name on his card. It was Lawrence J. Turner. I said, these brothers is doing the thing. They attorneys, they financial planners. I walk in, a little Jewish dude.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what's up? Grow my if you can show me that you know what you're talking about, I have a saying, don't wake up in the middle of surgery talking to the surgeon. Let people do what they're going to do. If you're going to take advice and counsel, take advice and counsel.
Exactly.
But sometimes you get so much money and power that you start to do things and people are afraid to tell you, don't do that shit. You know, and don't record the shit. What is with the recording of the documentation of and I'm gonna tell you this, I grew up in Chicago. I was running these streets. We knew R. Kelly. And it's a lot of stuff that we know about people, but how do we save someone from themselves? And how do we teach with great fame comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
Right? And money and power. And if you treat it right, God will give you more. You don't have to do this wild stuff that you're doing, and you don't have to take it out on people. People say, well, money changes people. No, money makes you
More
worse.
what you already are.
There it is, right there.
You are who you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I bucked up on a lot of dudes, and they be like, nah, sir, you a good girl. I'm like, I'm glad you think that. Right? I'm going to circle this bar one more time. And if you still here when I come back, it's on and popping, right? Let me buy you this drink. Let's go, right? But like you said, you have choice. But there's got to be somebody there, especially these young boys. It could destroy their life.
Yeah.
That's why I have a sports initiative. Young boys, young as 3 years old, learning different sports, but also getting an education. But we need you men to come back into these boys' lives so they will understand you have somebody to talk to. Mm-hmm. You have big brothers out there. And don't put everything on social media. All you street soldiers out there holding all the money up, the IRS is watching and they waiting on you. And if you had a PPP loan and now you in jail, but ain't nobody else in jail, come on, man, we can do this better.
Right.
What else you want to ask me?
Movies. Is there a movie that you auditioned, a role that you auditioned for that you didn't get, that you like, damn? Or is there something that you turned down that you wish you hadn't?
No, because I rarely audition because I don't consider myself an actor.
Okay.
I consider myself a personality who can be taught the mechanism of acting, how to hit your mark, stay in your light, memorize your lines, work on it. And I like doing certain things. I would love to do a sitcom, and I have a couple that I'm developing. I like doing movies. What I feel is, I think Kim Whitley is one of the greatest actresses. Yvette Nicole Brown, greatest actress. Tisha Campbell, all these great actors. Regina King is not just a great actor, she's a great director and a producer. Issa Rae, I have ideas that I want to work with everybody, and all I want is a cameo. That's all I want. I want to produce. I want to be able to stand up at these award shows and give it up for the show that the winner is. And I walk my black ass up and go, she did it. She did it. She produced and she did it.
You turned down Players Club, didn't you?
Okay, let me tell you what happened. Because I was in sexual interpretive dance, they knew I had the skill. And so they called me and they said, we want you to consider this part. So I said, let me see the entire script, not just the sides. The sides are the pieces that you're going to be in.
Right.
I said, I need to see the whole script. Now, I'm still not understanding. You ain't supposed to be making demands when they try to give you a job. What the fuck? That's why you ain't in no relationship, right? You over here making demands.
Right.
So I say to them, I need to read the whole script. So I read the whole script, and in the script, it's the words of the character they want me to play that say you're gonna do Junior's party or something like that.
Yeah.
Where Monica Calhoun, the girl that was in Best Man and the Best Man Holiday, she ends up passing away. She's Morris Chestnut's wife.
Right.
She plays it. Okay, this is where she gets raped and beat up. But it's my words to say, or the character they want me to play, so you're gonna do Junior's party. So I called them and I said, I cannot do it. And they were like, why not? And I told them why. I said, I've been raped. I said, I cannot do it. And they were like, well, it's just a part. I said, no, I'm not that good of an actor to step out of my own trauma. I said, because I've been told this girl, hey, read the rest of the script. About 4 pages. You about to get gaffled, right? You about to get See this page right here?
Right.
I would have been like, the line wouldn't have been, you gonna do junior party. The line would be, bitch, don't do junior party.
Right.
So I'm not that good of an actor,
Right.
not to do that. And my heart is always on
Your
my
heart's
sleeve.
always is in the right spot.
Absolutely. Like when I dialed into the call with the Queens of Comedy, I when I got the call to ask me to come and dial into this for a possible situation, I was so excited to work with them because I felt like this would be an achievement to show us all together.
So it was gonna be you, some more, Adele Gibbons, and who's
I think Laura Hayes.
Laura Hayes.
Right, because I think Monique had already gone on to the things that she was going to do individually.
Okay.
And so I get the dial-in information, and we do a lot of conference calls in organizations and nonprofits and things like that. So I know to dial in, but I think they're going to put me in queue. I don't think they're going to put me
Directly in.
Yeah, directly in the call. So I go directly in the call, and I hear words spoken about me. But I think God needed me to hear it. Need me to hear what my colleagues felt about me, so I could.
Did you know prior to that they felt this way about you?
No, or maybe I was too delusional. Maybe I was still on the, hey, let's get together and do a show. Let's rent a barn and we could do a show and raise some money and get a cow for the cookout or something. I'm still thinking, oh, this is great. And I did not know some of the things that I had heard and still hear about me, I think are misplaced. And so then I took the time in my life to show people a better version of me. I'm still strong-willed. I'm still who the you talking to. No, we ain't doing that. I still walk into bookings and say, did everybody get paid? Well, sure, we paid you. I don't give a did everybody get paid? Until you pay everybody, you will not be having a show, right? I'm still a leader, right? But in that case, I think God needed me to hear it. And that's what I really wanted to say on CBS, that these women had achieved something, but they blessed me with something to learn more about me, to help me get to CBS and learn how to be a better me while I work with a team. And if I hurt them, I want to ask them to forgive me, even now, because wouldn't it be great to see me, Adele, Samore, Monique, Laura Hayes, all of us do a movie together? And I have that script, and I put my team together to write the script because I'm not trying to pay it backwards or forwards or anything. I'm trying to show if we come together. Why is it other races of people can hate each other, but they'll come together and do a movie? There it is. Let's show solidarity, and then we all get paid.
Did they know you were on that call? Did they have any idea?
No, they didn't know. They didn't know. What I did was the person who invited me to get on the call, I said, I don't think I'll be a good fit. And that's when I started to learn it's okay for you to back out of something, Sheryl, and just say, hey, maybe this is not going to be right without. I could have called everybody. I heard what the fuck you said about me, that. But that's not going to be good spiritually. And I got to face God one day. And I'm trying to be a better me. But also, I respected what they said. And then I tried to talk to each one of them. It was see them at award shows, at the hoodies, or see them on shows and different things that we were working on. I would try to be a better version of me, whether they accepted it or not, because I fear God more than I fear man. And these are my colleagues, and I love them. And no matter what they feel about me, I'm not saying I love you and I'm gonna be a sucker, but I do want to have that type of power to be able to say, and I've said it, I can't play this part, but she can. Call her. And every time my agents, my representatives say, would you stop doing that? No, I will continue to do that. Because if somebody opens the door for me, I open the door for someone else.
So how did you have the conversation? Did you ever have a conversation with them individually where you're like, I heard what you said. I don't know why you said it because I'm just Sheryl Underwood. I don't think I'm this. I don't think I'm that. I'm just being me. Did you have an individual conversation one-on-one with these individuals?
I think it had grown so big with me being on CBS, and I will accept of the few times that I've stepped in it at the top. One time I stepped in it and I was working on Steve Harvey Morning Show, and Steve allowed me to apologize to our community for stepping in some that I was not savvy to understand, and I asked the community to forgive me. It had got so big, I think they missed a part of it where I was saying thank you. I appreciate what you've done. And when it goes viral, and when everybody, oh, that's up what you did, or everybody's weighing in on it, it would be difficult to have that conversation, I would think. But I worked in my career to have the ability to want to put something together, not because I want them to kiss the pinky ring. I want to show you I respect your talent. I respect you. And I also believe you ain't always got to like them to work with them.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Sometimes you just get that work, get that money, and let's keep working and keep making that money for your family, mortgage, everything. We've got to figure out how to put our differences aside to make great art that makes great commerce.
You mentioned making money, and you're very savvy with your money. You invest, you take care of your money. You mentioned that the most important thing to you is the making sure your disabled sister has 24 hours care.
Mm-hmm.
And when you started making money, Sheryl, did you always have this idea like, it's not how much money I make, it's how much I keep? Have you always been this business savvy? Have you always been like, I gotta not only make money, but I gotta keep it because I got people counting on me?
Both my mamas was entrepreneurs. My mama who raised me had a drapery business down in the basement, but she would come upstairs and make sure that them pots was rattling. My daddy had a plate of food, the middle piece of the cornbread, the big piece of the chicken, and that's what I watched, right? Mm-hmm. And my dad, entrepreneurial, so I knew I had to get in some type of business structure, so you're absolutely right. And then when my sister came to live with me after my birth mother died, mm-hmm. and my brothers, and my sister, I understand what they want to do with their life. I understand it. But I've been up under my sister since I was a baby. She's older than me, and I didn't know she was disabled. I thought she was just fun to be around. And right. I still tell jokes about her. And if political correctness will allow me to tell the jokes as they're written, I will bring those jokes back. Right. They're funny jokes, right. But you're not supposed to use certain words. You're talking about the disabled.
Correct.
But the word gives the joke, it's like English on the ball when you're playing pool. Mm-hmm. Yes. The word gives the joke the spin, the power, right? So my sister, I knew I was going to take care of my sister. I knew when I was a little girl because I was already doing it. I was a little bitty girl. I mean, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, being with her. She was my playmate and I was hers. This is the baby I was supposed to have.
Did your mom or dad ever tell you that this would be your responsibility? If something were to happen to them, that you would have to take up the role of be the mother, even though that's your sister, you're the parent in the relationship because now you have to provide. Did they ever tell you that, or you just knew that was your responsibility?
Well, I know my grandmother on my mother's side was like, you've got to do it because you're a girl and she's a girl. And in our families, it's whoever's the oldest take care.
Absolutely.
But my older brother was looking at this like, okay, I'm doing it, but I shouldn't be doing it. So I'm uncomfortable about this. I'm speaking for him. He's never told me this, but he did come on to talk and tell me that he was proud of me.
Wow.
And of the 2 people that's ever told me they was proud of me, my father before he died and my oldest brother. But I was shaping my life for this. I've been married once, and the only reason I didn't jump into marriage when people were like, marry me, I'll take care of you and your sister. I said, okay, understand this. If you touch her, I'll kill you. That's as simple as that. That's it. You still want to get married? Right? That's just me. And to me, the greatest joy in my life was asking God, open the doors for me. Where does she go if something happens to me? So yeah, I mean, my sister was my motivator. And, she can't read, write, or talk, but she be loud. I be telling her little jokes, and I be like, you can understand more than you can understand. Or I make a drink, I turn my back, now my drink's gone. Oh, come on, long gut. What's happening, long gut? And she would clap, and we would have fun together. But that is what motivated me to succeed.
Yes.
Even though I was not, you were pretty much deputized. I'm the girl, I'm going to do it. And then I started to enjoy it. I started to enjoy grocery shopping and doing laundry, going to school, and then rushing home to take care of her. I started to enjoy it. And what did it give me? A work ethic. Yes. I have a strong work ethic. And my father, I remember my dad going, are you sure? And I said, I'm sure. He said, but what about your life? What about your family? I said, she is my life. She is my family. I can't turn my back on her.
You think that's the greatest? Like I was a kid growing up and coming home and giving my grandmother $10, give my grandmother $20. That started me at a very young age. I'm a provider. My greatest enjoyment is providing for my family. Now,
Yes.
That's the only thing that I think about when I wake up and when I go to bed at night. just let me provide for my family.
Let me tell you something. My father would not take money from me. You know, he worked a good job at chrome plated, right? But you know, everybody between checks.
Yeah.
So I would have to dap him up on my way out the door. I said, Daddy, you know, when I come back to Chicago, we're going to hang out. And I dap him up. But one time when he figured out how much money I was making, this was back when, remember the war, before war on terrorism, there was a war on drugs.
Yes.
And they were pulling us off planes because we was mules or drug dealers and everything, and that's when they was paying us cash.
Right.
So I had the dope brick of cash, had the dope brick of cash, flew through Chicago. I said, Daddy, I need a favor. He said, what? I said, I need you to take this money and wire it back to me. Now, I never showed him what the money was.
Right.
Now, come on now. We both, you know, if you don't want to know what my father looked like, you as a shorter man, okay? So my daddy was like, I'm taking my baby to the bank. I run the bank. They know me, Brother Underwood. Da, 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 da. So we walked in the bank. Oh, what you need, Mr. Underwood? My daughter need me to wire this money. Oh, okay, show him the money. I pull out the money. His eyes get wide. She takes the money, walks out the room, bring us back some forms. My father go, where you get that money from? I said, I worked for it. I worked for it. I show him the contract. He reads the contract. He said, you made all this money just doing 45 minutes of work. I said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I said, I'm telling you the truth. He kept the deposit slip. When he died, the deposit slip was under the lace runner on the dresser.
Yes, sir.
Yes, underneath it. He would look at it with pride.
He was so proud.
That's right. That's right. That's what this is about.
And it's hard to you try to get your older people to accept things.
Yeah.
Because my grandmother, my sister would literally have to sneak her out the house.
Yes.
To get a refrigerator.
Yes.
Or to get a wash and dry.
Yes.
Because she's like, Libby, let them boys enjoy their money.
Yes.
But our enjoyment was to take care of her when she gave up. She raised her 9 and then took my mom's 3 and raised them as her own.
That's right.
And so that was me and my brother's responsibility. But we caught hell trying to get her things because she's like, no, I don't need it.
That's right. That's right. I tell the story about my sister riding in the passenger seat of my convertible Bentley. I tell the story in the show, and I can't tell it here because I got to use certain words. Now, I don't want your little show to get canceled.
Yeah, I sure appreciate that.
You appreciate that? Okay.
Damn.
But if you
I like the little bit of money I'm making.
That's right. And if you come to my live show, Mix and Mingle Tour 2025, you come to the show. If I've been drinking enough, I will tell those jokes. But I wanted to achieve something. I wanted her to have security. I wanted her to have a roof over her head. That is why I'm working hard now. There are people that depend on me. The other acts depend on me. Everybody that works with us depend on us to make sure we do the right things so we can keep making this money.
You mentioned you told black people buy stocks instead of lottery tickets every Friday.
That's right. That's right. We need to see. People say, I ain't gonna buy no stock. Stock too risky. Shut up, nigga. You buy a lottery ticket every Friday. What the f is the difference?
Yeah.
You investing in something. If you hit the number, that's great. But what if you hit the stock number? What if you like cryptocurrency? Are you investing in this crypto?
I did not.
I can't do it. It's just
I had an opportunity when it first came out. I can show you the thing. A friend of mine, I met him many, many years ago. He said, Shannon, I got this opportunity. He says, I don't know if you know anything about crypto, but I got an opportunity and I'd be willing to sell you. I think he said like 25 or 50. And at the time, the coins was probably like $150, $200. So he said, I could sell you, 10 to 20.
Yeah.
And if you wanted more, it would take time, but I could get you more because I know you.
How long ago was this?
This was 2015.
Okay, now listen to me though, but you got to hold it and you got to remember how to get into it because if you lose the thing to get into it, and see what this is what and I love Mark Cuban. A matter of fact, I was talking to Mark Cuban when I was working at KRB in Texas. I think that when you have disposable income that you can speculate in cryptocurrency, that's great. But most people don't.
No,
so they think you're gonna take $1,000 of cryptocurrency and make 100 million. That's not how this works.
No.
You got to have money to lose.
Correct. Disposal. You got to have this. You got to have, even when the stock market's like, okay, I got money that I can set aside for 5-10 years and I'm not going to miss it.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't.
Absolutely. And what we need to do, when you see a black man running Beatrice Foods, or when you see a black man doing the things that these black billionaires are doing, yes, you can do that if we come together. But if we don't have the money to lose, don't play with people's money.
Right.
It's just like raising the son. When they got that insurance money and they were supposed to get that liquor store, they'd have messed them up the money.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. And you can't mess up people's money because people need it.
Absolutely. Are you okay being the breadwinner in a relationship?
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship. You mean any man I'm with?
Yeah.
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship.
But would you be okay if you were?
I'm not. There's no man I know from you or he got a regular job. He work at a warehouse. He is the head of the household. He is the breadwinner. I will chip in as he see fit because he's the head. Now, this is the way I was raised. A lot of women not going to agree with me.
No, they ain't going to agree with that, Cheryl.
I'm cool if you don't, but...
They're about to tear you up, Cheryl. Let me just let you know.
Tear me up because here's the thing. Even if I make more money, it doesn't make me the breadwinner.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't make me the breadwinner. It makes me the baby. What you say you want to do what? Or what you want for Christmas? You want a pony? Okay, nigga. I got you.
Cheryl, you know, like
what?
The breadwinner, you know, normally that person has the larger voice in the relationship.
He's a man. He's going to have, this is what I
believe. But what if you
believe.
got the money, you making the money?
No, this is what I believe.
Okay.
I believe I am advice and concurrence.
Okay.
He is the head of the household. Now, this is how I believe. Okay. The word did not originate with me. He is the head of the household. People need to start reading Ephesians. That's what I believe. I may be strong-willed. I may make money, but I'm not the head of the household. But what I watch, my mama who raised me and my daddy, I watched them talk on Saturday morning, and my brother Chris will tell you this. I watched them talk on Saturday morning, and they settle the differences and come out unified. I am not the head of the house. I may be an influencer, especially if this man has children.
Right.
Right? I want to make his life better and easier, but I'm not the head of the household, even if I have access to more money. What happens if I don't have access to more money and we got to live off his money? Then we're going to be eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and fried bologna, because I love fried bologna sandwiches. And I like this fried salami with the peppercorn, delicious. But if we got to live off of that, he is still the man and the head of the household.
Women don't think like that no more.
Well, I think like that, and why the hell I'm not married? Damn it. And so, but that's what I believe in. Right. And I want a man, young or old, to see that in
young
me.
or old? What you mean?
I go from 35 to 95. Come on, Woodrow. 35 to 95. Holla at your girl.
Man, sure, you ain't looking for no 35-year-old.
Young men talk to me.
I know, but you ain't want that pressure. You ain't trying to get that pressure like that.
What kind of pressure you talking about?
Back beat in on the red.
Listen to me. I know how to hold my own. I know how to arm wrestle. Let's go, little boy. Yeah, come on and eat this cereal and ride this big wheel and stop playing.
So what's obviously, there's not anywhere that you're going to be able to go that people are not going to know who you are, Sheryl.
It's my voice. Yeah. It's really my voice. When I go through the drive-through to order my Popeyes, it's 35 Negroes in the window going, I told you it was Sheryl. Why you need all this shrimp and chicken, Sheryl Underwood? I thought you was losing weight.
Yeah. So what's the dating scene like for Sheryl Underwood?
How should I answer this, employee of the millennium? I would say, I wish that someone would appreciate what I bring to the table, and I wish that I don't mind a man who has children. I don't mind a man who has less.
Yeah, because you ain't having none, so you.
Yeah, because my transmission been dropped. I'm out. Hold on. If I'm pregnant, it better be 3 wise men at the door because it's Christmas. Listen, I think the dating scene. Well, first, I don't go out a lot.
Right.
I work a lot, and when I'm at home, I'm happy to be home. I have people, a person.
Okay.
Situation.
Okay.
But, you never know, ling along, but die you must, But to ask how is the dating scene, you have to ask the men.
Right.
Because, I will approach a man, but I like to be approached. I grew up when, would you like to dance?
Right.
Or would you like to go to the movies or something? I'm looking for that. I'm looking
Men
for
don't like rejection.
I'm not gonna reject you. If you man enough to walk across a room and walk through 3 of my best girlfriends and go, hello, Sheryl, my name is Rodney Jenkins. I don't know why I picked Rodney Jenkins. right.
Yeah, man don't like being rejected.
You're not gonna be rejected?
Yeah, there's the possibility you might.
No. Okay, go ahead. Let's play the role. Action. Ask me out. Ask me out. You want to go for a hamburger or something? Say it.
Okay, this is how I would do it. Hello.
Action. Okay.
My name is Shannon Sharpe. How you
I
doing?
know you, nigga. Come on, let's go. Let's go, nigga. All I gotta do is take these muscle relaxers. Go through the hamburger place. Get 2 hamburgers. Listen to me, it's on the poppin'. Listen, my name is Shannon Sharpe. I don't know why you even think you need to tell me your name. I'm already taking my clothes off before I even got in the car. Why is this bitch naked on the curb? Why?
Would you do online dating? Would you like?
I am. I'm on like eHarmony and Raya and all that.
But your name.
I don't think people believe it's me. I don't think people believe me. And matter of fact, I'm about to cancel all of that. I'm about to cancel all of that. Listen, if you are coming to the Mix and Mingle tour and would like to date me, just walk up to me because I think men believe I already have someone. You know.
Well, you kind of
do. What you know? I don't know. Who you saw? I thought I walked in here by my damn self. No, but who I got? Well, let me just say this. I think that people think that we all have it together.
Right.
Stand-up comedy, or really in your career field too, it's the loneliest thing in the world because you're talking to the world, but you go home alone. Yep. And then you got to hope that the person is there for longevity, you know? So, I mean, yes, I would like for a man that's in my vicinity to say, stop looking. You found
it.
That's right. That's right. And I don't care about age. And I don't care about things that you would think if you want to date me. Like I take a fried bologna sandwich. If you say, well, what are we going to do on the first date? You're going to fry some bologna, get some nice good bread. It don't have to be name brand bread, and good mustard, you know, French's, you know, good mustard with the crust around the bologna. That's a date for me. That's a date. We can sit in the car and listen to music all night.
Oh, so you ain't got to go to these high sedated places, spend $500-$600 on the first date, huh?
If he, after we did some reasonably priced things and we're a couple, wanted to go to those places, I would want to open the door.
But that ain't got to be the first date.
No. And I wouldn't want a man to break the bank trying to impress me because you can't do it every day.
Right.
That's why I tell a man, don't start out buying flowers.
Yeah, don't start out leading with money.
That's right. If you ain't got it. Now, if you got it, you ain't got to do it either. Keep it. I need you to keep it. What if you spending all your money trying to get some, and when I ask you, hey, nigga, let me hold 500. I ain't got it. Why? Because you spent it all on me when you could have saved the money and got the pussy. Listen, I'll be here all week. It's called the Mix and Mingle Tour 2025. Get me on all social media. Yes, that is me trying to learn social media.
Have you seen the dating show Pop the Balloon?
Yeah. What? And then you pop the balloon if you don't like the person?
Yeah.
I think that's interesting TV content.
Yeah, okay.
I just don't think that's real life.
Okay.
You ain't popping no balloon on me just because you don't like my toes, hey nigga. CD5 right here. That's a bunion. That's a corn and a bunion.
How you are dressed or something like that?
Yeah, I don't.
Have we gotten too superficial, Sheryl?
I think we're no more superficial than we've been because men like what they see. Women like what they hear. That's right. But when you get to social media, that's when you have a problem. And when you let other people get in your ear.
Yeah, see,
that's right. That's right. Any man walking with me or near me, I don't give a what the world is talking about. You're my man. I love you. I want you to look good, smell good. I believe in the smell good.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get me one then.
You listen to me.
I'm going to get me a young one then. Sheryl say 35.
35. That's right. I like the smell of a man. You know what really turned me on?
What?
Is I don't went to bed early because I like to go to bed early because I get up early in the morning. And my man come in smelling like a club, tobacco, and brown liquor. that snuggle up on me like that, I'm like, listen, you gonna be late for church. You be late for church now. I like a man. I like a man to be, no matter what your age, you must be the man. You must be the man.
So sure, I say 35 to 65.
So 35, 95. I go as high as 90.
95?
Yeah.
What the hell you gonna do with a 95 and push him in a wheelchair?
I'm a young tenderoni to a 95. Yeah. Woodrow.
You gotta push him around in the
Malachi.
chair.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna push him around. Matter of fact, we're gonna have double scooters. We're gonna drive around, be at the casino playing penny slots. I'm ready. You was in World War II, you can get it. If you was a Tuskegee Airman, you can get
what?
it.
A check? That's the only thing he gonna be able to get.
Let me tell you something. Let the old dude take that Viagra. You gonna get wore out like a 35-year-old dude. I'm gonna be sitting there smoking a cigarette. Yeah, and listen, I'm like, look at Woodrow. Look at Rufus. You did your thing. We up here listening to Johnny Taylor and Sam and Dave.
What about marriage? You open to get married?
I believe in it. I don't like to have sex on the first date. I mean, I can get caught slipping. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, hey, let me take my shoes off first. But I prefer to be married. I prefer to be married. And I don't like sex on the first date. I mean,
if you don't get married, would you consider? Would that be an unfulfilling? No. I mean, yes. I mean, you ain't gonna.
Hell no. Can't no man worth his manhood and his backbone put a key in anything I own and walk in like he run it or he own it. You're not a man. That's not how this go. I want you to live in your own separate house and I live in my own separate house until you make a decision that I'm worthy to be your wife. Right?
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Have you ever had a key to a man's house?
Hell no. That's your shit. I don't like that shit.
See, people laugh at me because I say I ain't never had a key to a woman's house.
Listen to me. I want you to live. You can live right next door. I don't care. I just want to be. We be monogamous toward each other because I want to be able to trust you and you trust me. You can't have no key to my shit though.
He might come over there and see something, huh?
No, you gonna see everything if I ain't got out the bathtub fast enough. You gonna see it all. You gonna see all of it. And I done lost almost 110 pounds. Thank you, Dr. Zuri Morel. You need to interview my doctor on how I got healthy and lost the weight. Health and wellness is a big thing for me, but no, I can't shack with no man. I don't want to shack with no man, and especially if you have children. I don't want to show. And you got daughters.
Yeah.
Oh hell no! I'm not gonna show your daughters how to be whores. I'm not doing it.
Oh man.
I'm not doing it. See that? Now you're looking at it different. Now you be like, I should have married this. How many years ago was it?
32.
See? We could have been growing our empire. We could have been cryptocurrency down. We be selling it brown. Look, hi, I'm Sheryl Underwood. And when I want to turn up, I drink this right here. Matter of fact, I put this in pecan pie.
You can see Jeff Bezos is getting married. And his wedding is estimated to cost $500 million.
I could do it for the low price of $1,500. Pastor included. But I give it up for old girl though.
Lauren Sanchez. Yeah.
I give it up for her. She really helped him. Now, if she could just help him in the political space, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Do something more with that money. Right? Help other people. And that's the other reason why my tour is called the Mix and Mingle Tour. We've got to find out why would half the country vote in a way that may cost them things in the long run.
And they voting against their own best interest.
Absolutely. Just because of some other issues. See, that's the next time we get together. Okay. Talk about politics, talk about the world events and things like that. But if she can influence him to say, you have all this money, what good are you going to do with it? And I want to shout out the CEO of Costco, the CEOs that are standing up and saying.
Apple, I think, said the DEI, we're going to keep that.
Yes, absolutely. And you know who else I want to shout out? The young brother that's running Red Lobster. Yeah. Now, you talking to me about dating? I would love to do an unscripted show where I go on dates and the only place we going is Red Lobster. Every city, a man want to go to Red red lights. As long as you're not allergic to seafood, let's go hit all these red lights.
I'm allergic to seafood.
Ow, but damn, you can't go then. Stop. you know, you can get a cheddar biscuit. That's all you can eat. That's all you can eat. But I want to help this young brother really grow a Red Lobster.
Yes. I heard you say women shouldn't get divorced because of cheating, especially if the man has money. Why you say that? Because you know women, they told you up, Sheryl.
Did they tell me?
They told you up.
What them my Tiger Woods, Joe? I would have never divorced Tiger Woods. I don't give a fuck how many he over at Perkins, and that wasn't unattractive waitresses. Well,
yes.
Sorry, not that I don't love the pie. I'm just saying the girls. Why would you divorce him? You grew this dude. You make him the man that he became. Why would you let another take what you grew? And you got to learn how to forgive, because I'm sure as women we've done some he may or may not know about, and now you mad. Is he cheating all the time? And you knew he was a dog when you met him, and you thought your was going to change him. Does not change a man.
It don't.
But a blowjob will make a man reconsider his position. Scale 1. Okay. So listen, I just don't believe in divorce. I don't
Damn.
Well,
I mean, until they say death do us part, you took that
nigga,
literally.
you first. If death do us part, you can't be whooping my ass,
Right.
but I'm not divorcing you. Now, if you whooping my ass, I got to call somebody over and handle this. You know, 3-4 dudes I was with prom night, or my brothers, or some street dudes, you know, Kilo and them, hey, I give you $50 and some
Lump
drink.
him up.
And lump him up, that's right. But for me, I believe you should always forgive, as long as he hasn't crossed the line that you can't come back from. But you need to tell him that. Here are my deal breakers. And then ask him, what are your deal breakers? And as long as we can come together and go, I was wrong. I was wrong. Because a lot of women will hold the pussy hostage.
Yeah.
And then the man go out, well, you wouldn't give me none, so I went out and got it. Well, why didn't you just talk to me about, well, why are you mad at me that you're neglecting something that I enjoy?
My need.
That's right. That's the right. And if you can talk to a man and get a man to trust you. See, women have other women to talk to get it out of them. Men don't have another man to talk to. You can't go to your boys and go, I don't know why, Sheryl. They talk, shut your ass up. So, you know, you can't do that, right? So if your woman cannot forgive you, and she's going to want to be forgiven by God, as long as it doesn't cross a line. Whooping, okay, can't do that.
Yeah, we got to go.
Yeah, you got to go. But you knew he was crazy when you met him, or ass whooper when you met him. Right. You know, my deal breaker is you can't lose all our retirement money. Because I can't make this money back. I got pension. I got everything. I worked too hard for this. You know, my sisters depend on me. You got some get rich quick scheme. You lose all our money. That's a deal breaker for me. But I will tell a man the truth. We ain't mixing money like that.
Okay, you get married.
Yes.
He has an account.
Yes.
You have an account.
Yes.
And y'all have a joint account.
That's right. There it is right there. We have an account. And I put in that. Now, what if this got growing hands and he in that cryptocurrency and now we millionaires, but he don't tell me, he just pinching off that money and growing it, and then I'll be like, this got a 1,500 credit score, I didn't know it existed. Baby, I love you. That's you want your man to be able to, what do you believe in? What are your dreams? How can I help you become whatever you want to be?
Right.
That's what I want to do in any relationship.
Sheryl Lee Ralph, they've been married over 20 years.
Yup.
And they haven't lived together.
It works. That's what I'm looking for.
When I first read this, I was like, ain't no way this can be true.
You know she over there. She go see him. He go see her. They go tighten up like Archie Bell in the dress. That's right, I'm old. And that's what happens. Sometimes some people can live together. Some people cannot. But that doesn't mean they don't love each other.
Correct.
And that doesn't mean they're not monogamous. That's the other thing. If I say, well, I need to see you because I can't trust what you're doing. If you can't trust me to go to the grocery store, you damn sure can't trust me anywhere else at night.
Right.
All cheating don't occur at night.
True.
Am I right?
You're right.
But if I love you and you love me and we respect each other and I know cheating will break your heart, I won't do it. Now, I have done some stuff that's questionable, you know, because men don't like if me and you was dating and we broke up, I couldn't get with, who's your best friend?
Bucket and Burns.
Okay, bucket and Barnes.
Yeah.
Sound like half dead and do dirty in penitentiary.
What you know about penitentiary?
Hey,
Half dead,
read it to me right. Read it to me right. Read it to me right, Dad. Tell him sweet. Tell him sweet. Now that, I would do High Five White. If we remade penitentiary, I would do that. Now that's
Half
a role
dead
like
and do dirty.
half dead and do dirty. But if I was messing with one of your friends after you and I got together, it's only meant to hurt you.
Yeah.
Am I right? That's not cool to do. You know, I would tell you, every man I know, I can still talk to them and be friends. It may never. I don't like to look back. I ain't turning into a pillow of salt.
Right.
Cause if I feel you don't want me, if I feel I'm not that girl, even if I put in work, I can feel it that I'm not her.
Yeah.
I'm not her. So I'm gonna let you go and live your life.
Do your thing.
That's right. That's right. But I would never hurt you so hard to get with your friends. Now, I do have a joke that I tell, but you got to come to the Mix and Mingle Tour 2025 to hear that joke of how I would hurt your feelings if you hurt me really bad.
You see, like, the women like sleeping with robots now, Sheryl. Is that I mean, come on, what's really going on?
Well, I have had some, battery operated things and, some that I put a lawnmower, a gas lawnmower engine on it, but.
Well, damn.
Right, yeah, you have vroom, vroom. I call him Charles, But, and you don't really need a robot. These two fingers do it for you. I love you, you love me, we love each other.
What kind of
What, little baby oil? But I like the intimacy of the talking and the us in the kitchen and you making the chili or whatever you feel. Oh, you can put turkey in the chili. Ooh, let me taste it. I like all of that. Or I like watching TV together.
Y'all sitting on the couch, got a little drink, got a little food,
Yes. I'm not gonna talk too much to you. Depends. Like if you watching the game, I don't like talk to a man when he watching TV. I ain't gonna slide on you. Go, what you thinking about? I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'm not using these punch in the chin. I'm not doing all of that. But if I get quiet, doesn't mean I'm mad at you. It just means I'm thinking.
Right.
And I'm really a quiet person and I need my alone time. We could be in the house, I'll be in the bedroom, you be in the living room, but then when it comes time for us to meet up together, let's meet up together.
Man.
What?
Is it, hold on.
How many more cards you got? Damn, can I go pee? No, I'm just
kidding.
You can.
You can.
No, I'm good. I'm good. That was a joke.
No. You got it. Did you actually have an escort service?
Yes, I did.
You let it go?
One of my first companies, because I was when I got to LA, I was going to events by myself. And, you go to get a ticket to the Grammys, or I went to the last Tyson fight in Memphis by myself.
Oh, Lennox Lewis.
Yep. I was going to take my dad, and my dad passed. But I like companionship. I like to share. I like to turn around and go, oh my God, did you see this? Or, going to Super Bowls, to be able to go, oh my God, did you see that pass? Did you see this interception? Did you see, all the places that I'm afforded to go. It's great to, just like Mahogany, success is nothing without someone you love to share it with. Billy D. Williams was right. And I want somebody to share that with. So to be able to go somewhere with somebody, it just brings you closer together. So I wanted to hire men that would study the woman and go with her to an event. The reason I had to stop the company was because some women felt that if they pay more than $1,000 for this, they should be able to sleep with them. And isn't that pandering, pimping, procurement? Isn't that the 3 Ps? Isn't that? So I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it to her, and I didn't want it to be done to him. I wanted a man.
He probably wanted it though.
But if you want it, you can't get it through my corporation because that makes me
pimp.
That's right. The legal entity. Now I believe in pimping, but I don't believe in breaking the law. You get what get what I'm saying? Because we might bring the dancers back. We might audition a team of dancers and bring that show back, and that helped me double, quadruple my money when I added male exotic, and we call it sexual interpretive dance. But I may bring that show back because I do believe that women should let off steam, and I believe that men should be able to go and enjoy themselves. You don't want to be with this girl. You just smoking cigars, drinking liquor, and she's naked. That's what it is. Right. I would want my man to go and have fun with his boys, even if that means they fishing or they gambling, or if they go to the strip club. Because now, what are you, hot and ready for me? Come on home. Come on home and let me take that where she done got you ready.
Do you ever sit back and wish, as you've gone on this journey and you've been so successful, Sheryl, do you wish you had someone by your side to share it with?
Absolutely. I wish my husband had lived. I wish my husband had not taken his own life. But there's nothing I can do about that. I only can accept God's will. I had a whole plan for our lives, you know, and I've dated some really great men. And I don't believe there's anything wrong with me. I believe that it might not have been the right time. But would I've wanted to have a husband that would have gone through all of this with me? Absolutely. So I can turn to him and go, baby, we did it.
When your husband took his life, did you do any self-reflection? Did you like, what was going on? What did I miss? Was it me? Was it something that I didn't know about he was dealing with? Did you ever ask yourself those questions?
Absolutely. I mean, I got on my knees. I started to bargain with God. And I had, you know how you sleep, but your eyes are open, a little cracked open, and I could hear the radio playing, I could hear, and something said to me, he's gone. And then the phone rang. And then I got a call, and you know, I was in the military, you know, so I was in the reserve. I was a medic in the reserve, and I know what that phone call is. They don't tell you what's happened because they need you to get to the hospital. So they want me to get to the hospital, and as soon as they told me, I fell out. You know, like they doing, oh Lord, I lied, Jesus. I fell out and everything. But before that, I knew he was gone because I believe that the Lord sent me the message, and I got on my knees and I started to ask God. I started to bargain with God. And then I caught myself and I was ashamed that I did. You cannot bargain with God. His will be done. And that's it.
You always say in the Our Father's Prayer, you said, let that will be done.
That will be done. I had to accept it. And then for me, I was asking myself, what maybe? But in getting therapy, and one of my good sorority sisters, Dr. Benny Reams, a mentor of mine, Zeta Phi Beta, I was going to therapists, but sometimes you got to find the right therapist to go to. And she's a family therapist, and she was helping me navigate this situation and let me know when a person is in a depressive state. And that's why mental health of men, especially Black men, very important, because they're taught to keep their feelings inside. Don't tell nobody. Right, that's right. And so he would either be here and then down here. He'd be up here, and then he'd go down into the valley of death. And there was nothing I could do about it. But I was young married woman. I wanted to be married. I wanted to be in these clubs, making this money, working on my master's degree, being in the reserve, doing everything that we were building together. And I love a wounded bird. I love a man who needs me and I need him, and we gonna grow together. But I think, as my daddy would say, don't why me, why not you? So you believe heartache and tragedy not supposed to come to your door, but it comes to everybody else's door? You better learn, son, how to get yourself together. And it taught me I don't have the power of life or death over anybody. Only God has that power, right? But I did think about how can I be better? And in every relationship I've ever had, I look back at myself and go, how can you be better? So when he comes, when the groom that God is sending me comes, I will be ready.
Wow.
Damn, that's deep as hell.
Shit. Hey, you been in LA all this time. You been to them Hollywood parties?
I've been to a few parties. Well, first of all, I don't partake because sometimes I forget to lotion my whole body. So you can't get bucket naked. Yeah. No, they'll pass you by. But I've seen a few things. I've thrown a couple of parties myself.
Huh?
Yes.
How you have a party to invite me? I'm your 32 years. What man you know longer than me?
You bring out that big ass. And you bring that Louisville slug up in here. You bring that Savannah Sawbone up in here. The party is over. You done bust out lights and shit. As soon as you pull that out, all the bitches get in the car. I'm not doing that. But I've thrown a couple of consensual. I don't go to the freaky stuff.
Uh-huh.
It used to be a movie called Blue. It was a Blue Collar. Yaphet Kotto, Richard Pryor, and Harvey Keitel. They were, I think they were car workers or something, and they had a little freak party.
Yeah.
I was throwing something similar to that, where
Oh.
everybody consented.
Okay.
But wasn't nobody being filmed, and it wasn't coerced or anything
Yeah.
like that. But I'm not the greatest. I don't do things where people can see.
You're private. You much too private for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I tell people, what you see ain't what happened. Don't tell nobody, or you're not gonna get invited to the next one. That's it.
What are your thoughts on women using their body to ascend in the industry?
I feel if that's what gets you there, okay. I mean, a little sex appeal, I understand that. But if you are sleeping to get to the top, you must continue to sleep to get to the top. That means you have to leave the dude that got you there and go to the dude that's going to take you even higher. And people say, well, Sheryl, have you ever been propositioned? Yeah, but it doesn't work out because, I mean, I've been asked, if you do this, you can go on the road with me. If you do this, I'll give you this part in this movie. If you do this and do this. And I've told men, okay, how about we renegotiate? Now, that's where I'm up right there. Am I right?
Yeah. He already told you what the deal was.
Okay, I think I should give a counter proposal. Okay, I'm a business person.
Okay.
If you tell me I'm do this, first of all, if I'm sleeping with you to advance my career or go on the road, why am I if I'm supposed to be your lady? I'm retired. I am now your woman. I am now here to meet every need you need. Now, get out there and make more money. And because I'm here when you get back. I got food cooked. I got clothes from the dry cleaner. I got everything you need, if that's the offer. But that ain't really the true offer. You just want to see if I'm down. Now, if you want to holler at me, holler at me. Now, I have told some men, really big time men, hey, you want to do this? Why don't you wait until we're equals? We could, and it's unequal. How about we wait until we're equals and make love as a team? Now, what you want? And most men back down. Because I ain't no gum. I ain't no gum. Either you want it forever or you don't want it at all. So you think you gonna get some of this, and I'm supposed to fall for the okie doke that you gonna grow my career, and I'm still doing taverns? What? How stupid do I look that I done gave you some ass for that? Because now you don't have nothing to bargain with.
Right.
Am I right?
Yeah, he done got it now.
That's
so what?
right. So what does he need now? So that's why the answer is, let's renegotiate.
Taraji and Monique, there's like, look, we're an unequal playing field. We don't get the compensation that the fair compensation that we deserve, and we need the industry to take a reboot and look at this.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that, Sheryl?
One, I'm proud that Tyler Perry and others, the Carl Webbers, the Dave Talberts, everybody that's out there producing, even the sisters, the Issa Raes, everybody that's out there making content. I'm gonna say it again, Regina King, I think, is a genius. It's the financing that you have to get. And because the system doesn't seem to be set up to appreciate our audience and what we do, it seems like that they think when it's about Black people, it's only for us, and white people are voyeuristic, or other races of people are voyeuristic and looking at us from the outside in. If that's the case, then why is rap so powerful if it's just us?
Right.
I believe that we as talent should be paid equal to anybody, right?
Right.
But I also understand that the system seems to want to lowball the situation. And unfortunately, our people think that when you're in the entertainment business, you are wealthy beyond measure. The job may be few and far between. I am no longer on the talk. Talk went off the air middle of December, almost end of December. I am back on the road. That's why we mixing and mingling in 2025.
Right.
So I can continue to pay my bills, even though I'm saving money for retirement. Here's the catch of this. I understand what Taraji is saying, what Monique is saying. And I even spoke to Monique about this. And people say, well, why you didn't support? Why you didn't support? I don't believe, if my voice cannot help the situation, I will not say something that would allow my voice to be used against the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we all could be paid more money. But I understand who I am to the industry. You see what I'm saying? And no, everything's not going to be fair. But if we look at this as a commerce and numbers game, they cannot do anything without us. If we decide one day we're going to sit down and you figure this out, if every football player sat down, basketball player sat down, and maybe said, if the basketball player sat down and said, until you pay the WNBA a little bit more money or a lot more money, we're not going to play.
Right.
You got to have some leverage. Am I
Correct.
incorrect
Absolutely. Yes.
in that
Yes.
discussion?
Yes. You got to have something to bargain if you want to bargain.
Absolutely. And I think when you're making content, we already know when they make content for themselves, a white man will probably always get paid more money because there are people that still believe, well, the white man is the head of the household and he's got to take care of the wife and the children. Well, I'm the head of the household until I get married. And even if I do have a husband, I should be paid fairly. And I think that's all Monique and Taraji was saying. I think. I know I could be wrong.
How do you negotiating? When do you like, okay, the counter versus, okay, I pushed too much, I might lose this deal? How do you walk that fine line?
My intuition is rarely off. I know what my number is that I think I should get, but I also do a lot of research. I have inside people I call around. What is so-and-so getting? What is so-and-so getting? I remember Sherry Shepherd helping me when I got the job at the Talk. But I also understand I'm not going to overplay my hand.
Right.
I always tell my representatives, my lawyer, do not negotiate this deal away. Negotiate a win, a W-I-N. I want the job. I will take this amount of money so I can grow it. When I came to the Talk in season 2, I asked God, show me favor, Lord. Let me stay here as long as I can so I can build. And I was there till the last episode.
Wow.
So sometimes, like my daddy said, you got to live low to get high. Sometimes you take less money, but you get longevity.
Right.
If you can stand it. If you can stand it, but sometimes you can't stand it, or sometimes it's unfair. Then you got to have an ally. I call it the fairy godmother or the fairy godfather. It's somebody that's going to come in and go, no. We're not going to pay that. What is that, craft service money? What was that? We're not going to do that. You got to have somebody on your side that will go in and say, no, this is what we're going to do. Somebody put their thumb on the scale.
You mentioned earlier that you lost over 100 pounds. You took Wegovy. Is that?
Yeah, I'm on Wegovy right now. Started on Saxenda, now I'm on Wegovy.
Weekly injection to help suppress appetite instead of getting gastric bypass surgery. What has that done for you, Sheryl?
I believe that the medication changes your impulses, reward impulses, also anxiety impulses. As you notice, I'm calmer than I've ever been.
You are.
Since we've known each other all these years. Yes. Because I can be a rascal, I can be rambunctious.
Yeah.
But I thank God for having a black doctor, Dr. Zoe Moran. I'm not saying nothing against my white doctor. Dr. Copeland is an amazing doctor over at Cedars-Sinai, and he's gotten me this far.
Right.
But I will tell you, to be able to handle weight and stress and high blood pressure and pre-diabetes and things like that. Now I enjoy walking. I enjoy drinking water. I enjoy eating vegetables and everything. I enjoy it with everything else that I enjoy in life. Because I believe when the Bible says everything God made was good, I enjoy that. And you get to a certain age, and comedy on the road is a rough life. It's a great life, but you're going to eat in fast food places and certain places. You're going to stay up late. You're going to sleep in and things like that. I enjoy being able to exercise and do the things I want to do, and I want to do it as a lifestyle change. It is the injection got me to where I need to go, and I'll probably stay on this for the rest of my life. The studies that I've read seem to suggest that you stay on it for the rest of your life, and I'd love to testify before Congress and be a representative of one of these companies so that we need to lower the price of these medications. When you get them overseas, they're about 2/3 cheaper than what they are here in the United States. The other thing is, if you get me healthier, I can pay you more insurance premium. Wouldn't you want that? More than an amputation, because maybe that's what the doctor think is the thing that he needs to do. A lot of doctors don't believe in the medications, right? Oh, you could just exercise. Well, some people need assistance.
Right.
And I want to be the example of that to show this works. It just needs to be cheaper. If I wasn't living the life that I live in, I wouldn't be able to pay for it. And now that's why I got to keep working so I can keep paying for it. But I love how I look. I love how I feel. And I want other people to be able to get these medications.
You mentioned your show, The Talk. I mean, you're on what, 15 seasons? 13?
I came season 2, so I was about 14
seasons. And you see all these other, Jennifer Hudson has one, Ellen
Fantastic.
left hers.
Sherry Shepherd got
Did you ever want to be on a daytime talk show? Do you ever think it was possible?
You mean when I was getting the phone call?
I mean, so
before I got the job.
Yeah, before you got the job. Did you think it was possible?
Really what happened, I was working a club in New York called Caroline's.
Okay.
And Sherry Shepherd was on The View. So I came to see her do The View. We've been friends for years. And she, Reba McEntire was the guest, and I love Reba McEntire. You know, I'm country. I love country music.
Yes.
You know, go ahead, Beyonce. You know, so Reba McEntire was the guest. I was screaming, you know, Reba, God, like you. She was like, ooh, bitch, don't touch me. No, I'm just kidding. But I love Reba McEntire.
Right.
Love all her songs. So I hear Sherry leaning over. Sherry introduced me to the audience,
Right.
and everybody, the people that know me, clap. And Sherry leans over to Joy Behar and go, you know, you should get Sheryl Underwood to do your comedy corner. And Whoopi co-signs it. And I go on the show and I do some political humor and just tear it apart. And they invite me back and I do it again. I never thought someone like me could even do it, you know, or be afforded to do it. And to watch Lonnie Love, you know, out there doing it. Female comedy is a great sorority. I'm a Zeta in the black sorority, the NPACs, right? The 4 sororities, AKA Delta, Sigma Gamma Rho, and Zeta Phi Beta. But to be a female comic, it's a great thing. So when one of us succeeds, all of us succeeds. So for me to get that job, the pride in my colleagues' face, male and female,
Wow.
the hugging. Mike Epps comes on the show, we hugging. George Lopez, all of us are hugging. Kevin Hart, we're all hugging each other. If I could have got more people on, I would have.
Right.
But to be able to do it, if God could put all of this together in 6 days and rest on the 7th, he can open doors for all of us. And I'm just proud to be there. And I'm probably the only person that's hosted the Daytime Emmys 5 times. I love daytime TV. I'd love to have my own talk show. So the podcast would be like a talk show.
Yeah.
And I'd be able to talk in relaxed language and interview everybody I want to. Okay, can we do it in Los Angeles? Because I don't like to drive. I can't drive good. I can't drive. I drive all right. I'm driving Miss Daisy. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Where we do it?
I'm sure that probably LA would probably be.
You heard him here, boys and girls. He said, wait a minute, I didn't ask the most important question. How much do I get paid for this?
Well, I mean, it'd probably be a partnership, so, you know, there ain't gonna be a whole
You
lot
didn't want to be a partnership in love. How you gonna be a partnership in a podcast? This sounds like some bullshit.
This is CJ expertise.
Oh, so we gonna make a podcast.
Yeah. No, we're gonna produce it and things like that.
But under yo.
Yeah.
How much is the percentage of the podcast? How much is the partnership?
Well, I mean, it's gonna probably have to be, I mean, we all gotta put something up, so we do 50-50.
That don't sound right.
Huh?
That don't sound right.
I'm in charge of production.
Yeah.
I gotta have producers, we gotta have graphics, we gotta have editors.
Yeah. And you gonna get all of that back?
Yes.
I think your percentage should be lower.
I think my percentage
Because
should be higher.
Because when we make money.
Because I'm funding the upfront
You
costs.
assuming the risk. Okay, so this is how it sounds, boys and girls. So you're gonna assume the risk.
Yes.
Right? You're gonna assume the risk.
Yes.
But you don't believe it's gonna work?
Yes, I believe it. So I should get 60-40.
60?
Yeah.
You must have me up with some other 60-40.
Are you going out to get sponsors?
That's like, now I'm about to say something really sexual. That's like and you give me 40% of the Where do we do that?
Well, let me ask you a question. Are you going out to get advertising sponsors? Or
Yeah,
that's
I can
gonna be
sit with you. I can sit with you. Integration. Are we going to get integration?
Yes.
Hell yeah, I'm right by your side. Now, what you want? Now.
60-40.
No. I go maybe, I don't know, 52-48 maybe.
Cheryl.
What?
I'm assuming the risk. I'm the one that's got the camera crew. I got the people.
That is why we are not together to this day. You don't know how to take a good offer. you ain't shit as a businessman. No.
You try to swindle me.
Who swindle? I'm trying to get the best deal possible for our future. Wouldn't you want to have 48% of an empire with success?
I like 52%.
Then it's 60% of nothing. See that, boys and girls?
But on the show, I mean, obviously, I think you had a very, very good relationship with Julie Chen. And it was very open because she revealed that she had plastic surgery. She had a cosmetic procedure to make her eyes look more American.
Yes.
And I mean, obviously, that was revealing. I'm sure her community weren't very happy about that. Just like any community, when you have procedures done that tries to remove you from said community, people are not going to be happy about that. So what brought about that? Why was that? Obviously, that was something that you guys had talked about.
When I first got to the talk, remember, it's my first consistent TV show job.
Correct.
And it was daytime TV. Julie and I had a connection, a chemistry. She was the moderator, and she would tee up the joke. You know, she would tee it up for me, and I would either look at her like I got it, I'm about to hit it out the park, you know, or I don't think I got something bigger than what was going to be said or what has already been said. When Aisha Tyler came, because by the time I was there, Aisha Tyler was auditioning. I knew Aisha Tyler. Aisha and I worked together at Montreal Comedy Fest. This girl's a genius, the great actor, great director, and a great comic. So I asked God, she was like, well, put in a good word for me. I said, girl, I don't run nothing but my mouth in here. And I touched her hand and I bowed my head and I started to pray. And I asked God, put us together so that the world can see two different types of female comedians, but two black funny women. And we were doing these jokes. This is how good of a moderator Julie was, that she let us go back and forth with these jokes, and we were doing who was poorer than who. You know how comedians like to battle each other, Jones and everything. So Aisha said that she was so poor that they didn't have shoes for their feet. I said, bitch, we were so poor, we didn't even have feet. We just walked on bloody stubs, bones and blood, just squirting out everywhere. So everybody was laughing so hard because they had never seen that kind of organic chemistry. And I will say this, sitting beside every woman and man that's been on that show taught me something to the good. I miss everybody. I love everybody. But the Dream Team 5, Julie Chen Moonves, Aisha Tyler, Sharon Osbourne, and Sarah Gilbert, who created the show, it was the greatest experience of my life working with a team of women who were at the top of their game. And I love Julie. Julie was teeing up jokes for me, but also we were teeing up great conversation. We were teeing up things in the news. Donald Sterling, remember the coach? Was it Sandusky, that was Penn State and all of that? So we were teeing up those types of things on a show that people saying, we don't do politics. You don't have to do politics. People don't want you to argue politics, but they do want to be enlightened, entertained, empowered, and laugh in the show. And that's what we did. And I think that's why we won Emmys.
But you did have a public fallout.
Yes.
I had obviously had a very public fallout with my co-host. In that moment, was it what she said or was it who said it?
I will say my start of it, I remember talking to Pierce Morgan, and I remember talking to them and trying to get them to understand the community's feelings about Meghan Markle. Her mother, Meghan Markle's mother, lived in Windsor Hills. Now this may be a joke, but live in Windsor Hills, and now she's in Windsor Palace with Harry, They obviously love each other. They done had a black wedding, a black pastor, a black choir. You know, Charles over there looking, you know, Camilla need to get her face together because they in love with each other. If the queen like it, then everybody love it, right? But you can't speak against Meghan and disregard what she's feeling as a black woman, isolated, stressed, pregnant, having a baby or whatever. We were not going to take that lightly. So you might want to back off of this. And I think that's where it stemmed from. And I tried to say it off the air. And I said it a couple of times to Pierce on the air, you know, to get off of her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we love her, you know, and she's got her happily ever after. She's married to Prince Harry. Get off of her. And I think there was a, I don't know, what would you say it was? What would you say for what you saw?
I think the thing is that when you like, if I tell you something off air, don't try to bring it back, because I think in a situation like this, she thought you were going to take a different approach publicly as opposed you took privately.
Well, here's the thing. I will say this, in production.
Yes.
Just like you have your questions on your card.
Yes.
Right? If you're producing a show, everybody's talking about what's going to be said and what the response will be.
Correct.
Right? So if you're talking about what's going to be said and what the response will be, and then if it does turn into if it takes an off ramp, I call it an off ramp. So you could be talking about something that you already talked about, but then it takes an off ramp. It's not like you didn't know what was going to be said.
Potentially happen, yeah.
Right, or you didn't know it was going to be said.
Right.
I think. And for people to say, do you talk to Sharon? Do you still care about? You don't sit next to somebody for 10 years and don't have a feeling for her and her family, you know. But I will tell you, from what some people saw, I equate this to O.J. Simpson. Two different communities see two different things. Right? Two different communities see two different things. I still get trolled to this day in that situation. But I believe that when I stepped in it earlier, I believe that God said, servant, something bigger is coming and it's going to happen. I need you to be prepared for what's coming. You know me, Shannon. You know if somebody's yelling at me, you know, I'm not crying because you hurt me. I'm crying because I can't say what I want to say. Just like when somebody told you,
put my glasses back.
There you go. What would you have wanted to do? Old Shannon.
I wouldn't have had this show. I wouldn't be on ESPN. I wouldn't have anything.
Because God was preparing you.
Yes.
You will face this obstacle somewhere else. And that's why you see me sit there. And when I hear when she's yelling, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I turn to the camera and go, we're going to go to break. We'll be right back. That let the world know she's ready to be here. But also, I represent every black woman in the world. We cannot be seen as the angry black woman because now you messing up somebody else's job somewhere else, right? But I was prepared for that. I didn't do anything wrong. Matter of fact, I'm trying to articulate this in a different way.
In a way that you would understand.
Right. What would you say to people who think that? But if an explosion occurs, what would have been the best thing to do? Come back and hug it out after commercial. Am I right?
Yes.
That would have been daytime gold, wouldn't it? Okay. See, it takes two to have an altercation.
Right.
Right?
It also takes two to reconcile, too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you reconcile on air, everybody, kumbaya moment, right? But if you double down on it, and if you type in right now, there are things being said that I will not answer. Why? One, I'm not going to go tit for tat and keep something going. I'm going to go on to the greatness that God is opening doors for all of us.
Right.
If you don't look inside yourself and get better, right? But me sitting up there arguing with my colleague who I care for. And then after that, she makes a special. And after that, she continues to say things, recently say things. Come on, Sheryl.
Yeah.
What you gonna keep doing? Because it's like a man.
Look, my grandma used to say, boy, stirring up old poop, it still stink.
That's it.
So that was my thing. It wasn't what he said.
Yes.
It was who said it.
That's right.
I've been sitting across from this man for 6 years.
There
I
it is.
thought, look, are we best friends? No.
Yeah.
But I thought we had the type of relationship that was respectful.
There you go.
And you would give me a certain level of respect as I've always given you.
That's right.
That's all I ask. I don't ask anything more. I'm not saying you have to be my best friend.
That's
We
right.
don't have to hang out. We ain't got to go to dinner. You ain't coming to my house. I'm
That's
not
right.
going to yours.
That's right.
But at least we can be cordial. We can be respectful of one another.
Sometimes you find out who you thought was your friend is really your coworker.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely
And
right.
then you find out, because we all gonna step in it again.
Yes.
This is where talk show is.
Yeah.
You probably said stuff, I say stuff
Yes.
that the community is mad about.
Right.
But on those days where the community, we rode hard for you.
Yes.
We was on, I wish I would.
Right.
Wish-
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
They- absolutely.
And you held it together. And so did I. Typing. They was on it. Nothing. But I would afford somebody grace and forgiveness, just like I would want grace and forgiveness to be afforded
Right.
to me. And I feel like the only thing is the trolling, the people who, these thumb thugs, these people on the internet,
Yeah.
anonymous, and you this, you that. I done been all kind of, I kind of you this, you that. You don't even know me. You don't know nothing about me, but if that's what you want to do, you want to do. But I'm not giving you none. I'm not. You want me to give you some? Cut me a check. I'll sit right across from it, and I'll give you what you want. This will be Morton Downey Jr. meets Jerry Springer. We gonna yell and act crazy, and then you and old boy gonna come on, and y'all gonna do the next half hour, and we gonna make a fortune. That's a partnership right there.
Exactly.
That's it.
Let me ask you this. We want to get out here on this because I wanted to get to your upbringing. You had a very rough upbringing. How did that upbringing shape the Sheryl that's sitting across from me right now?
Survival. When sexual molestation, sexual violence at a young age.
Was it a family friend? Was it a family member? Was it someone that you was close?
There's always people going in and through neighborhoods, in and through households and everything. It does sexualize you. And I wish people would understand that, males and females. It sexualizes you. If you read the Bible, read Song of Solomon, the body was made for procreation, and that goodness of that, the body understands that. But if you're not old enough and mature enough to handle it, it changes you. Well, first thing I thought, being molested, the first thing I thought was, I'm going to protect my sister. So it was no longer about me. It was about my sister. So I became violent. You want to bring some, you're going to get some. So I became a violent person, but I never mechanized that. But I was always on protection mode, When I was raped, the first thing I thought was, you need to survive this. You need to survive. I was on my way to reserve duty. I was stationed out at O'Hare Field early in the morning, and I thought to myself, you need to survive. So much so that I was telling my rapist, don't take my ID. That is a government ID. Do you want some Fed charges, right? So I'm thinking, survive, so he doesn't kill you, right? And I rarely talk about this, but my whole life is about survival. I will survive. What's that song? Oh, no, not I. I will survive. I'm
Gloria
going to
Gaynor.
survive. That's right. I'm going to survive this and every other obstacle put in my path. I'm going to survive. There is something God needs me to do here, and I'm going to stay here to do it and be open to his will, even if I don't understand it.
Wow.
So that's my whole life. And I wanted to, people say, well, why is your act so sexual? Because I wanted my sexuality back from those who took it. I'm going to be what I feel I can be. I'm a hell of a kisser. Listen to me. But if I had let this overtake me and I collapsed, I would never be able to express attraction for a man that I love.
Let me ask you this. You had a twin. I don't know if people know this. You had a twin sister. She didn't make it. You kept her birth certificate. I don't know if you still have it.
The little feet.
Yes.
The little feet under, yeah.
You kept that. And I read that your mom lied to you about what really happened to your sister.
Absolutely. Who you been talking to in my family? I need to talk to these motherfuckers in my family. Cause
When you found out that what was being said to you wasn't true, how did that make you feel about your mom?
I wanted my mother's love more than anything. And that's probably why I'm so attracted to wounded birds or something like that, because I wanted my mother's love. But it was the pain of my father telling me I didn't do that, telling me the truth, is what made me closer to my father, because I was determined to go and find out his side. You know, my birth mother stabbed my father and I witnessed it. I wanted to find out, what is it? What is it? They were young, you know. I love my mother. But God sent me another mother, my mama. That's how much the Lord loved me, to send me motherly love, right? But it was my father that was going through pain as a young man, that nobody understood what he was doing until he died. I really didn't know how old my father was, because at that time period, you know, black men carried themselves much, much older, right?
Right.
And when I saw the tombstone, I said, your dates are wrong. They said, no, your father's this age. And then I put the numbers together. My father was a young man. A young man. So to be able to talk to my father and go, tell me the truth, what happened? And he tell me the truth, and we hugged and we got to know each other and we were strong together. If you can fix it while they're alive, fix it. Fix it. Give grace and forgiveness. And that's what he gave to me.
Do a part of you feel that your parents didn't protect you from this abuse?
I think that my father thought that a little girl should be living with her mother, until he was hearing continuously what was going on with me, and he asked me to forgive him. And I looked at life and I was like, I understood why you couldn't take me. You know what I mean? No matter how bad I wanted you to take me. But I would say, well, I would tell you a couple of times my brothers whooped that ass. My older brothers, listen, my brothers wasn't no punk. You know, listen, I love my family members because they protected me as much as they could. You know, and some people, they call you fast or, you know, something like that. But I will tell you this. I love my family. You know, they didn't do everything right, and neither did I. You know.
That's the only one you got.
That's right. I got a great family. I got great memories. And if my mother was alive, to see how much of her is within me, I would have wanted her to, I can hear her, you know, I can see her. I'm looking at pictures. This is my mother's face too.
Your mother never got a chance to see this, Sheryl?
No, she died before it could happen. She saw the work up to it, but having a strange relationship with your mother, that's your origin. So you're searching for that love. So any man getting with me understands what I'm searching for, you know, but my father always had my back.
Right.
Always. And would tell me, you can do it. Your brain was,
girl.
that's right, made by the same brain that made Bill Gates or all these other famous billionaires. God made your brain and their brain. So I have a great life. I don't want nobody to feel pity or sadness for me, but I do want them to understand who I am and why I am the way I am.
Sheryl, I'm gonna get you out of here on this. As a person that's dealt with childhood trauma, what would you tell someone that's going through something similar, and what would you tell yourself having overcome that?
One, put the butcher knife down, because once you kill, listen to me. And I will tell you this, I live a great life as an educated woman, but I'm still closer to the streets, because when I was raped, street dudes said, if I find him, I'm gonna kill him. I said, do not kill on my behalf. I appreciate
Why you didn't want that on you? Why you didn't want that on your conscience?
I didn't want that blood on my hands, but I knew if they found him, they was gonna kill him. And that's what he said to me. If I find him, I'm gonna kill him. Right? But you want that. That's dashing. In our community, you want a group of black men to go search.
Yeah, you want retribution.
Yeah. But vengeance is mine, saith the Lord.
Yeah.
But I'm not the Lord. And sometimes I got that taste in my mouth for vengeance, but you got to control that. But I thank street dudes for always coming to my rescue, always having my back, you know? So to me, I've lived a great life. I've had angels around me that I didn't even know. So what would I tell myself? Put the butcher knife down so you can survive. You're not going to survive in jail if you do it. Where will your sister go? What will your family think? Don't disrespect the Underwood name.
Wow. What's next for Sheryl Underwood?
Sky's the limit. Podcast. 75-25 split.
How you done gone up 25% in your favor now? Anything you want to promote?
The Mix and Mingle tour.
Tell them about it. That's your
I'm on Instagram. What is it? Instagram, Facebook. I just got on TikTok. What's
What
the
about
other
Twitter?
little Snapchat? I'm on X. I'm on X by way of Twitter. I think I got more followers over there, but I'm learning it all. So follow me. It's SHERYL, and the last name is Underwood. Follow me on all of them. I got a great tour. It's the Mix and Mingle tour. Please come to see us. Buy these tickets, because this is how I finance everything. Kyle Irby, Mike Washington, and there's something at the end for the fellas. And I got a sports initiative that I'm definitely gonna need your help on. Young boys as young as 3 years old, as old as 18, will study lacrosse, baseball, tennis, golf, and soccer, and other sports. So listen, Jim Brown was the greatest lacrosse player.
Yep.
He told me this on a plane ride. He was the greatest lacrosse player who couldn't make money in lacrosse. What if we get our kids into lacrosse? And then they can go into other sports. Well, I want to finance that. More to come.
Sheryl Underwood, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, 8 Lounge at Resorts World Las Vegas, for allowing Club Shay Shay to film our episode here today. Keep up with 8 Lounge on social media at 8 Lounge LV at Resorts World LV.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.